Jones, one of the NFL's top pass rushers over the last several years, has agreed to a 3-year contract with the Raiders worth more than $51 million. In the wake of the Browns meeting with Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, their current quarterback Baker Mayfield posted a message to social media which seemed like a goodbye to the city of Cleveland and fans. The Browns, Falcons, Saints, Panthers all trying to acquire Watson from Houston. Cutting ties with Mayfield is best for the Browns long term, believes our Bart Scott.
Baker Mayfield is closer to Chase Daniels than he is to the elite quarterbacks within his league. And I think that they recognize that listen, we can be good and we can win games, but we're not a legitimate threat, especially with all they have to do is look within the division. And with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson,
Art on Greeny, Watson is facing 22 civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault and inappropriate conduct. Red Sox ace Chris Sale has a stress fracture in his rib cage. He won't be ready for the start of the season. It will be weeks before he resumes throwing again. Slugger Kyle Schwarber's agreed to sign with the Phillies. The rebuilding A's dealt third baseman Matt Chapman to the Blue Jays for minor league prospects.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Deshaun Watson.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Let's hump, everybody. Yeah.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
A new league year for the NFL officially underway.
Hump day.
Saints have a new safety.
It's hump day.
Will they have a new quarterback?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We'll find out after the break.
Hump day.
We're not really going to break.
It's hump day.
That's just an old Seacrest line from American Idol.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Those were good days.
Hump day.
A lot of talent.
It's hump day.
That Carrie Underwood.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Daughtry.
Hump day.
Bo Bice.
It's hump day.
Taylor Hicks.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Constantine. Remember that guy?
Hump day.
What about Kelly Clarkson?
What about the Little Sweet? Little Sweet
It's
from the
hump
Dr.
day.
Pepper commercials. He's an American Idol guy. You know Little Sweet? Little Sweet.
Mike.
Or what's his real
What day
name?
is it, Mike?
I don't know. But how good is Little Sweet, though?
Hump
It's
day.
phenomenal.
Little Sweet. All right, Bourbon Dictionary later this hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Larry Holder next hour.
Hump day.
Mama Scone. An hour.
It's hump day.
I bring my mother onto the show. Paul, you're probably going to have to reset that back part, by the way. I bring my mother on the show because she's so damn likable. And because she's so likable, there's this sort of like likability by proxy. Like people just kind of like, well, if she's so likable and she made you, then you can't be that big of an a-hole. I'm like, see, Muse? Use that noggin. It's not just a 10-pound weight on my shoulder.
If they only knew.
Well, this is why we have Mama Scone, so they all can see the real me. That's why. All right, let's get to it here. We will talk some LSU baseball as well as the Tigers beat Tulane last night. We'll get into that final tune-up before SEC play. And, hey, the Right podcast returned today after almost to the day, a one-year hiatus. We kind of set the stage for SEC baseball. If you want to check out the Right podcast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all that stuff as well. Okay. NFL league year is underway. On Tuesday, we learned that the Saints would not be re-signing Marcus Williams, that he had, in fact, agreed to a deal with the Baltimore Ravens. We talked about possibilities. One of them, of course, was Tyrann Mathieu. And last evening, we learned, though, that it would not be Tyrann Mathieu in that spot, that it would, in fact, be Marcus Maye. Now, this is a name that probably sounds familiar to some. Marcus Maye played his collegiate ball at the University of Florida, so a lot of people in this region are familiar with Maye. He was drafted in 2017, the same draft as Marcus Williams. They were 3 picks apart. So Marcus Maye was picked 3 picks ahead of Marcus Williams in the second round of the 2017 draft. He's been a full-time starter ever since, although in 2 of his 5 professional seasons, he's played in just 6 games. The other 3, he's played in all 16. But this is a guy in Marcus Maye that bet on himself a year ago. He played under the franchise tag, just like Marcus Williams did, bet on himself, and ruptured his Achilles. So he played in only 6 games for the Jets a year ago, lost a ton of leverage, obviously, and now has agreed to a 3-year, $28.5 million deal with the Saints. To put it flatly, he is an older player. He has been an injury-prone player, and he has been a less productive player than the guy the Saints had in Marcus Williams. This is you have degraded the position if you are New Orleans. But it's not altogether a complete net negative. I think Marcus Maye can be a pretty nice player. His best season was 2 years ago, the COVID year. Started every game, had a couple of interceptions, had a couple of sacks, 11 passes defense. That was a career high. He's a natural free safety, but can play in the box when you look at sort of his whole profile. And he was voted as the Jets MVP by his teammates in 2020. So, again, guy who seemed to be peaking, bet on himself, injury last year. Now he's coming off that ruptured Achilles. The Saints, of course, went through this with Quan Alexander with great results, and also with Sheldon Rankins. So I don't think as an organization they're altogether completely turned off by the torn Achilles because they've been through it with 2 of their star players who came back and performed very well. I am impossibly biased, y'all, but I would have obviously preferred Tyrann Mathieu, and here's a couple of reasons why. Look, I told you Marcus Maye and Marcus Williams were each taken in the 2017 draft. Marcus Williams is 25 years old. He's going to be 26 in September. So when the season starts, he'll be 26 years old. Marcus Williams will be. Marcus Maye, again, same draft, is 29. He's 3 years older than Marcus Williams, but they entered the league at the same time. So you have an older player that's coming off a serious injury that's been less productive throughout his 5 years. That's why he's more cost efficient, obviously. But if you compare it to Tyrann Mathieu, Tyrann is also 29 years old. Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus Maye are the same age. But Tyrann came into the league in 2013. So Tyrann's played 4 more seasons at a much higher level, but is the same age. Well, I say that. Tyrann's going to be 30 in May. So he is 10 months older than Marcus Maye, for whatever that's worth. But a 3-year deal for Marcus Maye. It's team-friendly. It allows you the space and the capital that you need to be able to maneuver in free agency as you need to. A $70 million deal for Marcus Williams would have certainly hamstrung this team. This allows you the possibility to add Deshaun Watson on a team-friendly deal if you can do it. It allows you the possibility of still re-signing Teron Armstead if that's the direction they want to go. So there are positives and negatives. You're not as good at safety, but there are trade-offs as well that a $70 million Marcus Williams contract would have hamstrung you. This one does not. A couple of caveats. And by the way, I also want to say this. Dennis Allen, remember, he played defensive back at A&M on those Wrecking Crew defenses. He was a secondary coach. When he was on Peyton's staff initially, he was the secondaries coach before he left to go be the DC in Denver and then the head coach. So his forte is in the secondary. And since he's been in New Orleans, they really have hit on players in the secondary. If it's Marshawn Lattimore, if it's Marcus Williams, if it's C.J. Gardner-Johnson, if it's Paulson Adebo, like they've hit at that spot. So I do trust Dennis Allen, his talent evaluation, his ability to maximize guys in the secondary. And if they are able to get a deal done for Deshaun Watson and it's left them with only mid and late round picks, I think they'll be able to find value because they've shown they can do that. Two things. Number one, I would tell you the possibility of adding Tyron isn't completely gone because, again, here's the caveat. If you do a deal for Deshaun Watson, it's likely going to include a player or players. Houston has said they want players on cheap rookie deals. Makes a lot of sense. Well, guys that fit that bill are guys like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And if that's what it takes to get the deal done, I'd be devastated because I love C.D. Deuce. I love him on this team. I say it all the time. Hated him at Florida. Hate him when he's on the other team. Love him on my team. But if that guy is part of the trade, well, now you've got Malcolm Jenkins, you've got Marcus Maye, you do have a spot open for a nickel safety, and maybe that could be Tyrann Mathieu. Again, I'm just spitballing, but he would fit the mold of the role that C.D. Deuce plays on this Saints defense, and it would make sense. The other thing to keep in mind is the other bit of news with the Saints in the secondary is that they restructured Bradley Roby's contract. Remember, he had no guaranteed money on this year's deal, but he had a cap number north of $10 million. So there was no way he was going to play this year under that number. So they signed him to an extension, which lowered his cap number this year and kept him on the roster. That might be an indication of what they may be forced to do with Deshaun Watson. If in that trade the Texans want Paulson Adebo, well, now you've got Lattimore and Roby as your starters. It would suck to lose a young player like Paulson Adebo. But again, consider what it is you are trying to acquire, who it is you are trying to acquire. An elite, all-pro caliber quarterback in his prime at 26 years old. Yes, you give up players and picks for that because the only way you land that, except for this historical oddity, is if you're bad enough to draft at the top of round one and you get that guy. So some of the moves the Saints are making strategically might also be positioning themselves to do a deal for Deshaun Watson in case if that possibility happens. If it doesn't and Watson ends up picking another team, then the Saints very likely would act quickly to re-sign Jameis Winston, and then you fill in the pieces around that with whatever availability you have in free agency and then in the draft as well. So, but the news for now we know is that the Saints have reached a deal with Marcus Maye to replace Marcus Williams, 3 years, $28.5 million. They've also extended Courtney Roby, so the pieces in that secondary are starting to come together here as free agency gets underway. All right, it is after further review. We're going to obviously be keeping an eye on the wire all day, or on Twitter, quite honestly. I don't know that many people actually look at the news wire literally anymore. We're going to be looking at Twitter because that's where everybody goes to break news. So we'll be keeping an eye on it all throughout the day. It's going to be a busy 3 hours, as you'd expect, with free agency officially underway. We're looking at all of the moves that are happening around the NFL, and the biggest one out there is Deshaun Watson, and the Saints are in the mix of it. So if that develops over the next 3 hours, we'll certainly have it for you. It's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk a little LSU baseball. They beat Tulane last night. I got some takeaways. We'll get to it. We're brought to you by Michele Weighing and Measurement. Michele.com, Michele.com. That's Michele Weighing and Measurement for 75 years. Their motto is, we show the world what measurement can do. If you weigh or measure something, they sell, service, and rent the products you use to weigh and measure. That's Michele Weighing and Measurement. ISO 17025 accreditation is available. Go to the website. You can see all the different industries they service. You can learn how you can ship your products to them so they can calibrate it for you. It's all available. 29 calibration labs across 11 different states, but still locally owned and operated, and they love to do business face-to-face. That's Michele Weighing and Measurement. Michele.com, Michele.com. All right, quick break. We'll come back. NFL free agency news as it breaks, and we'll talk some LSU Tulane from last night. Stick around.
AFR.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns in stock with 0% APR for 72 months. Shop our inventory or let us custom order your Ram with up to $2,000 bonus cash, million-mile warranty, and more. Shop BayouCDJR.com or visit us off I-10 in La Plaza. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Fontenot kicks and fires. And a cold strike three struck him out. Tigers win. Tigers win. The first meeting since 2018, and the Tigers put down the green wave tonight here at the box by a final of 7-5.
A little closer than it needed to be, but LSU did emerge victorious. They beat Tulane 7-5. That's Chris Blair there, courtesy of the LSU Sports Radio Network. Final tune-up for the Tigers before the start of conference play with Texas A&M coming in this weekend. There was, as we mentioned, a couple of lineup changes in the ball game last night, and notably Giovanni DiGiacomo got the start in left, which I know he played there over the weekend in a game as well, but Gio was in left and Barry was at third. We saw a change at catcher as well, with Travinsky starting over McManus, and obviously both of them are playing with Milazzo out right now. But we'll get into all of the sort of the trappings that unfolded. But arguably the play of the game in the 8th inning with LSU up 1 run, Giovanni DiGiacomo in left field made the play of the game that saved the game for LSU.
The payoff delivery to Baumgart. In the air to right field, coming in, making the grab to Giacomo. The throw coming home, the runner tagging, and he is dead to rights. The throw up the line at third, the tag applied, and the Tigers defense keep a 6-5 lead headed into the bottom of the 8th inning.
So Giovanni DiGiacomo throws the runner out, top of the 8th, to get out of the 8th inning at the plate, preserves LSU's 6-5 lead. Tigers would add a run in the bottom of the 8th as well. Looked like they were going to add 2 runs. A weird overturned call at home plate where Will Safford was a pinch runner and looked like they ruled it that he did score and then went and overturned it on review, which was bizarre. There was not nearly enough there to overturn the call. It should have stood at absolute worst. But anyway, Tigers were able to hold on. Here was Jay Johnson after the game on DiGiacomo's throw to home, which preserved the Tiger lead.
Play the game, and it wasn't even close at the plate. So what a play by Gio. And it wasn't just the throw. Mm-hmm. It was, you could see him getting himself in position to make that throw. He kind of stayed behind the ball, played through it, got his feet in order, good arm stroke, and, I mean, hit Hayden basically right in the face, and, with plenty of time to make a tag. It was an awesome play.
If you're watching, Paul just rolled it on YouTube. It was not even close. I mean, the runner was 10 feet from home by the time the ball got there. It was a huge play from Gio. And we talked about it a little bit on the show yesterday, and we've talked about it a lot over the previous month, which is, if you're Jay Johnson, do you go with a more offensive or defensive lineup? And so far, he's leaned toward a more offensive lineup, which is putting Jacob Berry in right field, where we thought we'd probably see Braden Joubert, but Joubert swinging a good bat, moved to DH. That put Merrifield in at third base. Anyway, what we're seeing now, though, especially if DiGiacomo continues to swing the bat the way he has, and he's been a streaky offensive player throughout his time here, but right now Gio's batting .417. His on-base percentage is over 500. He's getting on base more than half the times he has an at-bat. He's had 24 at-bats on the season, but he is being productive. As long as he is a productive offensive player, he is already an elite defensive option. He's certainly better than Barry as a right field option. Barry's playing right field sort of just out of necessity to have him in the field. But the flip side of it, I'll tell you, is Barry at third base is certainly more natural and fluid than he is in right field. I'm not telling you that he's a plus glove at third, but there was a play yesterday. It was either in the second or the third inning. I'm not looking at the play-by-play in front of me, but Barry's at third. There's a hard hit ball to the left side. Barry charges while ranging to his left, stabs it, sets, makes an accurate throw, and gets the runner at first. Like, that looked very natural and very good for Jacob Berry. I think what you saw is how they're going to line it up this weekend against A&M to open SEC play, because you have to at this point, right? That's your best defensive lineup. I mean, when Milazzo's back, Milazzo obviously goes behind the dish, but this is your best defensive lineup. And if Gio is hitting .417, you got to have him. You got to have him in the lineup, and he showed the value last night with pegging the guy at home there to preserve the 1-run lead. Now, look, it was a 6-2 ball. Tulane got up 2-0. LSU rallies. They get 6 unanswered runs, so it's 6-2. And quite honestly, they should have been out of it in the 7th. Tigers used 7 pitchers. It was Bryce Collins who came in. He got in a little bit of trouble. They bring in Sammy Dutton, who looked like he was going to get out of it. Lazy fly ball to left, and Gavin Dugas just dropped it. I mean, if you weren't watching the game, it was left center, and you had Cruz ranging over. Cruz could have made the play, but Dugas in front of him just hit off the heel of his glove. He just dropped it, and that ended up being a 2-run error. So a 6-2 ball game all of a sudden became 6-4, and then subsequently 6-5, and so then you were just a little bit nervous there that Tulane might break through. But credit LSU's bullpen because they slammed the door. The 2 guys primarily that you have to talk about, well, LSU used 7 pitchers. It was not a great day for Will Helmers. He was lifted in the second inning, just didn't really have the command he did a week ago. Paul Gervais came in and was brilliant for 2 innings. 2 innings, struck out 4. He was awesome. And then Raiselman, for the second consecutive outing, was just dominant. Eric Raiselman is not allowed an earned run yet this year. He has been every bit as good as advertised, pumping mid to upper 90s. He went 2 1/3 yesterday, faced 8 batters, and struck out 6 of them. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, he is every bit the hype that we heard about when he came over from San Francisco. And then Devin Fontenot. Fontenot pitched the final inning in 2/3, took the ball from Riley Cooper, and Fontenot, as you heard, slammed the door there for the final inning in 2/3 in that ball game. I know we've talked a lot about if Fontenot might be a weekend starter, and that was sort of the thought, in fall and coming into this season. But Jay Johnson has said time and again he likes Fontenot in high leverage situations because he's an experienced pitcher that's been in those situations, and you saw it again last night. He took the ball, key spot, with a runner on base, and got out of it in the 8th and got through the 9th and ended the ball game. So I'm good with it, the way it is. There's Fontenot's first save on the year, but he's pitched in high leverage situations and he's comfortable in those. And you're seeing guys establish roles, and that was certainly evident last night in the final tune-up before conference play. As far as Raiselman and Gervais, here's what Jay Johnson had to say. First, Gervais, who came in, followed Helmers, who didn't get off to a great start, and really got LSU into a groove.
Sometimes, flipping the pitching changes the momentum of the game sometimes, and that's kind of what I was looking for to do right there. And credit Tulane. They came out with a good approach and hit some balls hard off Will, hit a couple doubles, and got a big 2-out hit there to take a 2-0 lead. And then felt like when Paul came in and struck a couple guys out, it kind of got us going a little bit. And so really nice job by him, and it was much needed at that time.
Needed to stabilize the game, especially on a day where offensively Cruz, Barry Doty, and Joe Bear all wore the collar. They were combined 0 for 14. There's not going to be a lot of days where Cruz, Barry Doty, Joe Bear go combined 0 for 14, and LSU puts up 7 runs and wins the game. But that's the depth they have with this lineup right now. Raiselman's the other guy we talked about as well. Here was Jay Johnson after the game on the transfer from San Francisco.
Excellent performance, and really proud of Eric. I mean, he's had a ton of adversity coming off Tommy John surgery. Been well documented what he did, but got himself prepared, got himself healthy, got to the Cape Cod League through one good outing, and we jumped on it pretty quickly and kind of took a chance on him because the numbers last year at San Francisco weren't what you would say, hey, let's bring this guy to LSU. But knowing a little bit of the background and seeing the stuff and then seeing the improvement from him getting here to now, something he should be proud of. And it's a really good thing for our team when he's on the mound.
It's LSU and Texas A&M this weekend to open up conference play. If there's one thing that really is imperative as we look toward conference play, LSU certainly has hit the ball and they've pitched it. We know how they've sort of managed the rotation the way they have, but the errors have been sort of the bugaboo. And LSU right now is dead last in the SEC, fielding just above 950. It's 952 after last night. Mentioned the error by Dugas. Maybe the change, Barry to third, Gio and right, is going to help solidify some of that. A lot of people have talked about Jordan Thompson. Today on the Ride podcast, Terrio and I, if you're not familiar, Terrio and I did that podcast for about 3 years. And we just a year ago, last March, a lot of circumstances happened. We stopped doing the podcast. Well, we rebooted it today, and we kind of did a primer for SEC play. And one of the things Terrio talked about was Jordan Thompson and the issues that he's having at shortstop. Now, I want you to keep in mind, and Terrio, I'm going to play this clip for you, but Terrio talks about this, that as a freshman, he led the SEC in errors. So this is, and went on to play a decade in Major League Baseball. So it's something with which Terrio is very familiar, and so his comment on the issues they've had, especially in the middle infield, I thought were pretty pointed. Give a listen.
With Jordan, it is purely just slow down. And the best advice I ever got defensively was there's 3 things that have to happen in order for you to get that guy out at first base. Number 1, you have to catch the ball. You have to catch it, right? Number 2, you have to transfer it from your glove hand to your throwing hand somehow. And number 3, you have to deliver the ball to the base that it's going to efficiently and accurately, right? And where defenders get in trouble is they try to transfer it before they catch it. They try to throw it before they transfer it. In other words, they don't take those 3 steps and go catch, transfer, throw. As elementary as this sounds, you have to separate those steps. You have to have a definite catch. You have to have a smooth transfer to the throwing hand. Your feet have to be underneath you, and you have to deliver an accurate ball to whatever base it's going to. And what I see with Jordan is he's just rushing 1 or 2 or all of those steps where he doesn't have to. This guy's got a bazooka. He's probably got the best arm on the team. You give him the ball and put him on the mound, he's throwing 95. He has a cannon. So to get him just to slow down, that being said, it is the hardest thing to do. I led the SEC in errors my freshman year.
You stink.
I couldn't slow down. It's hard to tell somebody, hey, man, slow down. Well, no, this is how I play. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. And so the way to do it is to really focus and concentrate on that. And what I did was I would just tell myself, just catch it. Ball is hit to me, just catch it. And then I didn't think about anything else after that, and it worked. So hopefully he can do that. And I'm not as concerned about Jordan, Matt, as I am other errors on the field. You know, I think that he has the ability to be really, really good. The other guys are going to have to lock in.
So that was Terrio again earlier today on the Riot Podcast. If you want to hear the podcast in its entirety, it's on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, or if you want to go to Spotify or Apple, it's there. But it is worth noting, Thompson leads the team with 7 errors. K. Doty has 6. And your middle infield is responsible for 13 errors right now. That's got to improve, obviously. Okay, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. We're keeping an eye on NFL free agency as the league year has officially begun. If we do get any word on Deshaun Watson here throughout the course of the show, we will certainly let you know. Some big news already. The Packers pass rusher Zadarius Smith, he's headed to Baltimore. A 4-year deal, $35 million. So Baltimore already making some waves on the defensive side of the ball in free agency. It's after further review, Bourbon Dictionary in 15 minutes. Quick break, then we'll go around the SEC. Stick around.
AFR.
Hump Day shows brought to you by Pluckers Nicholson. Bluebonnet. Dine in, carry out 24 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's Pluckers, of course. Wednesday, Hump Day. Great opportunity to get by Pluckers. You got a full slate of NBA games. You got the NIT rolling already. You got the first 4 games and all that sort of stuff as well. So get on by Pluckers to watch all of it. Tomorrow the madness begins. If you're playing hooky, if you're not going to work, if you're going to plop down and watch a day full of basketball and check your bracket, no better place than Pluckers. They have got wings. They have got beer. They have got a bajillion TVs with every game you want. You don't have True TV or don't even know what that is. Doesn't matter. Pluckers will have every game all throughout the tournament. Get on by and check them out. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Dine-in, carry-out delivery via Uber Eats or DoorDash. It's Pluckers, where, if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines, fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Ultimate Bracket Challenge presented by Acura of Baton Rouge and Coors Light. Register and make your picks before the games begin Thursday at 1045ESPN.com. First place wins $2,022 cash and some Coors Light swag. Find more information on other great prizes and to register, visit 1045ESPN.com.
Titans are releasing Julio Jones, another prominent wide receiver that is now an unrestricted free agent, along with Jarvis Landry. So some pretty big names around the league trying to learn where their destination will be. The Raiders have signed Chandler Jones to a 3-year deal worth $51 million. The Raiders apparently are also trading Yannick Ngakoue to the Colts. So lots of players on the move today. We're trying to keep an eye on all of it, but the biggest name, of course, that we're watching today is Deshaun Watson to see what happens there and if we get resolution there. Ian Rappaport did lay this out earlier today on NFL Network about what the cooperation that needs to happen between the Texans and Deshaun Watson.
So the way it is going to break down is Watson is basically going to say, I will waive my no-trade clause to this one team or these two teams or whatever is acceptable to him. And at that point, theoretically, it'd be on General Manager Nick Caserio to work out the best deal he possibly can. Or what could also happen is Caserio could work out the best deal he can, present it to Deshaun and go, what about this place? That's why it's a really complicated, fascinating trade that will happen. But Caserio and Deshaun Watson really kind of need to be on the same page, and it seems like they have been. It seems like the two sides are really working together to make this happen for the best for the Texans and for Watson.
And it needs to go that way. Deshaun Watson wants to resume his playing career, and the Houston Texans obviously want to trade this valuable asset so they can get on with their organization. So where the next step is for Deshaun Watson, we'll find out. We know he met with the Atlanta Falcons. The thing that kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety as a Saints fan is, what if he just wants to go home? If he wants to go home and wants to be in Atlanta and be close to his family, where he has a house there, there's just really nothing that you as the Saints organization can do that could sell, that can detract from that emotional pull. Whatever your sell contains, it can't include anything emotional like Atlanta can sell, and Atlanta restructured Matt Ryan's contract today, preparing for the possibility of an addition of Deshaun Watson. It lowered Matt Ryan's cap hit from 55, the dead cap hit from 55 to about $40 million. So something worth keeping an eye on as we move throughout the day today. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Tell you all the time, do business with someone you know. By the way, Did you see the radar from that storm yesterday morning, last night, or early morning yesterday? I mean, you were talking about tons of red and orange all over the radar from yesterday. It was nasty. Those are the types of storms that roll through this time of year. You know that. You live in South Louisiana. This is what happens. Give us a shout at Hudco Roofing. The only way you know if you have roof damage is allow someone to get up on your roof and inspect it, or you wait until you got water in your house. And one of those options is better than the other. So give us a shout, HudcoRoofing.com, HudcoRoofing.com. Hit the contact form at the top of the page. Fill out. It'll take you 60 seconds to fill out the info. We'll be in touch. We'll schedule a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. You don't have to be home. One of our field inspectors will come to your house, get on the roof, walk it, mark it, see if there's damage that warrants filing a claim. If there is, we'll file the claim for you. We take all the guesswork out of it. We'll hold your hand through the whole process, and we'll get you a new roof. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Remember, our Hudco Hometown Heroes program, that's our spin on NIL. For every roof we replace, we'll take a portion of our net. We'll commit it to an NIL deal with an athlete of the homeowner's choice. So you have a friend, a family member, niece, nephew, son, that's a golfer at Centenary. You want to do an NIL deal? We could do it. We'll replace your roof. We'll take a portion of that net, do an NIL deal with the athlete of your choice. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. HudcoRoofing.com. Okay, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Florida Gators.
I remember when Emory Jones was going to enter the transfer portal and then played in the bowl game and didn't leave Florida and is still there and is about to go through spring practice. We now know why. Met with the media, said that Billy Napier met with him, and then had Levi Lewis, the ULL quarterback, call Emory Jones to convince him why he should play for Billy Napier. They're very similar in skill set. So Emory Jones is going through spring there in Gainesville, while Anthony Richardson is still being cleared from off-season meniscus surgery. Quarterback battle in Gainesville, worth watching.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
A ninth Georgia football player has entered the portal this offseason. It's offensive lineman Owen Condon. No relation to Dick Condon. Condon was entering his fifth year at Georgia after signing as a member of the 2018 class. Played in 14 games last year for the Bulldogs as a reserve O-lineman. Stacey Searles, of course, the new Georgia offensive line coach, taking over from Matt Luke. Worth noting that Condon originally signed to play for Sam Pittman, who's now at Arkansas. Couple of NIT games last night involving SEC squads. Both SEC teams victorious. Vanderbilt in an all-Nashville tilt beats Belmont 82-71 at Memorial Gym. And down at Reed Arena in College Station, the Aggies, who certainly felt like they were snubbed, they beat Alcorn State 74-62. An emotional Buzz Williams after the game about his team not getting into the NCAA tournament. A couple of NIT games tonight. You got Mississippi State at Virginia in the first round of the NIT, and you've got Florida hosting Iona down at the O'Connell Center. On the diamond last night, Florida State and Auburn-Kennesaw State were postponed. Some blowouts. Missouri blew out St. Louis 18-4. Indiana routed Kentucky 20-7. That game was in Bloomington. Georgia beats SC Upstate 15-3. In their final tune-up before coming to Baton Rouge, Texas A&M dropped a game at home to Houston 8-2. Tennessee beat Eastern Kentucky 7-1. In a rematch of the College World Series final from a few years ago, Vanderbilt beat Michigan 5-4 on a walk-off passed ball. Eesh. Ole Miss, the number one team in the country, clearly they stink because they went to Hammond and lost 5-1, because if you lose a midweek game, you stink. South Carolina, they beat Gardner-Webb 12-0, and Arkansas beat Grambling 14-1. There you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends Gulf Coast Office Products online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. 45 years in business, a national leader among Savin dealers. They sell Savin, but proudly service all different models and makes. Check them out at gcopnet.com. The official office equipment provider of the New Orleans Saints, the New Orleans Pelicans, the LSU Tigers, and of the Raging Cajuns. That is Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, Larry Holder in 15 minutes gets you the absolute latest on all of the free agency news. That's coming up when we come back. Taylor Calandro, a little Bourbon Dictionary. Got booze questions? Get them in. It's AFR.
AFR.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, look what I found! The motivation I needed to live healthier. My new favorite sport. I found my groove. I found I'm part fish.
My second win when I needed it most.
I found more than a gym.
The affordable childcare this mom needed. Time for myself. We found our why. Have you found yours?
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs. Family owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years. Front-to-back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to fronttobackboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front to Back Boat Service.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
All right, let's do Rabbit About number 1, Hump Day edition of AFR, which happens to be a Whiskey Wednesday. That's why we welcome aboard Taylor Calandro, a segment that started during quarantine when everybody was just boozing. We said, what the heck, let's keep it going. How are you, dude?
Good, man. What's up?
Another day. NCAA tournament begins tomorrow. You got any good recs for people who might be looking for a pour as they watch a ton of games all day tomorrow?
Dude, we got so much beer right now, like just all kinds of new beer. That's what I would suggest. And the weather's beautiful. It's starting to become a beer season again. So we have just tons of good local new beer right now.
And I will say, I didn't know this about you, but beer is actually like your first level of expertise. So
absolutely,
if you need beer recs, go to Calandro's, ask for Taylor. He's pretty well versed. He's put me on a lot of good stuff. Although I gave up beer for Lent, so I'll catch you after Easter. Hey, let's get to some questions here. Danny Braywick says, Lima Daddy Irish Whiskey. Heard Adam Carolla talking about it on his podcast. You ever heard of it? What do you think?
I have heard of it, but I have not got a chance to try it. So I don't know. Let me know.
Fair enough. Slade Johnson, what's something good to drink away my sorrows when Watson chooses Atlanta?
Is Watson going to Atlanta?
Maybe I am just completely and utterly biased and just blissfully unaware and willing to allow myself to go there. But all indications are that New Orleans put a hell of a foot forward, and I can tell you I know that the business community in and around New Orleans has been encouraged to organize endorsement opportunities for Deshaun Watson and things like that, and they responded, man. So it's going to be hard. If he turns down if he picks Atlanta, it's just the emotional tie of going home. I'll put it to that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, to answer the question, since it's St. Patrick's Day, go find some Jameson 18. It's floating around right now.
All right. Devin Kelly asked Taylor, what's the best tasting bourbon on the market for $80 or less?
$80 or less. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It comes in at $80. If you can find it, that's one of my favorite pours.
Eric Yelverton, best $30 scotch?
Best $30 scotch. I mentioned it last week. Tomatin makes a really good scotch, and they're pretty reasonably priced. Tomatin. Tomatin. Look for that.
Jeremy Dufresne asked Taylor, Calandro's Wilderness Trail store pick, any in the future?
We're actually in active discussion about doing that. We're looking at a barrel-proof cask or pick that they don't have them until the end of the year. So maybe a rye sooner rather than later.
Okay. I know our guys at David Steele on the Bourbon side of Baton Rouge did a Wilderness Trail pick, which was fantastic. That was my first introduction to Wilderness Trail, and I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, it's a very good bourbon.
Yeah, it's one of those lesser known brands. I would say,
that's fair.
Especially for people that are just getting into whiskey. Highly suggested. We've got a couple from the New Orleans Bourbon Society right now. A couple picks on our shelf. Okay. I suggest checking them out.
Very cool. Dustin Blanchard asked Taylor, top 3 single barrel bourbons under $60.
If you can find a Knob Creek, I'm going to go with private picks. A Knob Creek. Okay. Look for Evan Williams single barrel. Those are floating around too. And if you can find it, McKenna 10's a really good single barrel too.
McKenna 10's amazing. You know, I think we've told the story before, but I was at the store talking to your dad probably 2.5 years ago, and y'all had a shelf full of McKenna 10. He said, buy that now. It was $30. Like, buy that now because in 6 months it's going to be, or in a year, it's going to be $60, and you're not going to be able to find it anywhere. And sure enough, it's impossible to find out at $60.
He's right every now and then. I wouldn't give him too much credit there.
Fair enough. Michael Terry, has he had the Portcast Old Elk yet?
We have it on the shelf. I have not personally tried it yet, though. And for people unfamiliar, Angel's Envy is finishing Portcast too. So I'm very intrigued. I just haven't got a chance to try it, but we do have it on the shelf right now. I think it's about $80 or $90. Okay. It's up there, but worth a try.
Jamie Leday asked Taylor, do you currently have Redemption Rum Cask?
Yes, we do. And it's $40, $50, I think, off the top of my head.
Is that how? Is that a bourbon or is that a rye?
Yeah. So it's Redemption bourbon finished in rum cask. I think it's the bourbon. I don't know if it's the bourbon or the rye. It's not near as sweet as Angel's Envy rum.
Yeah.
But it's still a good little pour if you like that style.
Redemption. There's a Redemption High Rye that I had recently that I think I had it from you. It's a store pick.
Barrel pick from us.
Yeah, it's your store pick.
We still have some, and that's one of our sleeper picks that we've done.
When I started to say that, I forgot that was a store pick that you all did. But that's one of my favorite pours of this last year. What's the price point on that as well?
$50.
$50?
And we still have a little bit of that left.
That was my first redemption rye that I had, and it stunningly pleasing. I mean, that's one that I very often go to.
That pick was really, really good. It's been a slow mover, but that's one of my favorite picks we've done recently.
Jerry DeLucky says, I was gifted a bottle of Willet Pot Still Reserve. What's your opinion on it?
My opinion, it's a great gift, especially if somebody doesn't particularly like whiskey too much. I don't necessarily like the juice inside. It's for some people. I love the bottle.
Yeah, the
it's
bottle's
beautiful.
cool. The bottle's cool. That's kind of the story, right? The bottle's cool. The juice isn't the best. But Willet Rye. Willet Rye is incredible. Hey, last one. Wesley Hall, 15 seconds. Favorite Weller bottle?
Jesus. William LaRue.
Okay. I'm still going 12. Taylor Calandro, Wine Spirits Director over at Calandro's. Thank you, dude.
All right, Matt. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Man, same to you. Y'all get on by and see our guy over there. All right, it's After Further Review. Larry Holder talking some Saints free agency next.
AFR.
Love telling you about GMFS Mortgage because I love telling you about great people that can help you change your life financially. That's what GMFS Mortgage does every single day. GMFSmortgage.com. Maybe it's helping you as a family build wealth by realizing the American dream of home ownership. You own your own home. You start to build equity in that home. You start to build wealth. GMFS Mortgage can help you do that. Maybe you own your home, and with the economy doing what it's done here in the last year plus, you've had to tighten the belt a little bit. 7% inflation? My goodness. What if you could lower your monthly mortgage payment? You essentially give yourself a raise by lowering how much you pay every month on your mortgage. You can do it by refinancing your mortgage. When we refinanced our mortgage, we skipped 2 payments because of how they scheduled closing. What if you could skip 2 mortgage payments and lower your monthly mortgage payment? That would absolutely help you financially. GMFSmortgage.com. They can help. Find a local loan officer nearest you at GMFSmortgage.com. GMFS Mortgage. Change.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. Shop now at BayouFord.com. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I'm Christine Lisi, breaking news with the arrival of the new NFL league year. The Titans planning on releasing receiver Julio Jones, according to ESPN's Diana Rossini and Adam Schefter. He was limited his 1 year in Tennessee due to injuries. Jones's release gives the Titans over $9 million in cap savings. Like fellow pass rusher Khalil Mack with the Chargers and Randy Gregory with the Broncos, Chandler Jones is on his way to the AFC West, agreed to a 3-year, $51 million contract with the Raiders. What an ad Jones is for Vegas, notes ESPN's Ryan Clark.
He's constantly pressuring the quarterback. He adds a dimension to your team where you know if he gets one-on-ones, you can count on him to win. You put him on the opposite side of Max Crosby, now you may have the best rushing duo in the entire NFL. This was a huge signing.
No one has more sacks in the NFL since 2012 than Jones with 107.5. Former Packers pass rusher Zadarius Smith signing a 4-year, $35 million deal with the Ravens, according to Schefter. Former Cy Young pitcher Zach Greinke agreeing to a 1-year, $13 million contract with the Royals.
Brought to you by Capital One Shopping. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Capital One Shopping. What's in your wallet? Savings and available coupons vary.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Just a bit ago, I was scrolling Twitter, saw our buddy Larry Holder tweeted, "I've written so much on NFL free agency the past few days that I'm reduced to be relaxed in carpool lane outside the kid's school listening to Britney Spears sometimes. Please send help for me." So without any further ado, we welcome Larry Holder on to After Further Review, to the dulcet tones of Kentwood's own, the lovely and talented Britney Spears. Get you all up in the feels. Hi, Larry. How are you?
I feel relaxed again, Matthew. Thank you for that. I need that.
Happy to do it. So we were talking just in the break that in the last hour or so, the Saints Super Bowl odds have dropped dramatically from 50-1 to 20-1. That according to one service that puts out odds. Is this a done deal? Are the Saints getting Deshaun Watson?
Well, if that's happening, I'm assuming Vegas, they typically know something. That's what I've remembered in life and heard in life. And so, to me, I felt like they've kind of been the favorite as we've gone through this process, and you look at it, and I feel I've prepared myself that this is going to happen, and I know so many people have opinions one way or the other, or just stuck in the middle, conflicted with not even sure how to feel about the possibility of Deshaun Watson and if that comes to fruition. So I'm preparing myself as if it is going to happen.
Do you know, we've seen a lot of different reports. There's so much information out there. Do you know what the Saints have offered Houston for Deshaun Watson?
I don't know what they've offered. And frankly, I haven't seen any reporting that's even really said what anyone has offered. I know the parameters is that we want 3-1 and then probably players. And so you could see deals floated out there. So I would assume it would be 3-1s and then more. And then, look, you just compare it to what Denver had to send Seattle, and that was 2-1s, a couple more picks, and 3 players. And so it's probably going to be something like that. And Houston's probably asking for more because, Russell Wilson's approaching his mid-30s, and Deshaun Watson's still, 26?
Yeah, 26.
So I think the price is going to be higher for Watson, and look, I think the Saints have to be willing to pay it. I mean, that's why they're in this conversation. So they had that. It sounds like they're willing to pay it. And the other disclaimer is it sounds like they've got the permission of owner Gail Benson to go through this deal, given the blowback that will happen if/when the Saints acquire him.
Okay, I'll get to that part in a second, but let's stick to the potential trade. So let me ask you an opinion, because you're right. There are a lot of hypotheticals that have been thrown out. What would you be okay with the Saints trading to acquire Deshaun Watson? And I mean, it's going to be 3-1. It's going to be 3-1s. We've heard a couple of 2s, and then a player or players. What would you be comfortable with?
I don't know if I'd even be comfortable with 3-1s, but maybe I'm just playing conservative. And it's funny because they're not my picks, and yet I'm still hesitant thinking 3-1s, but I could probably talk myself into, all right, 3-1s is fine because if you get Deshaun Watson, you're an instant Super Bowl contender. So those picks will be deeper down and be if you're in the playoffs and NFC championship games and maybe a Super Bowl, those are basically 2s. So how do you go about that? And also, it's not like the Saints have it's not like they've struck it rich with their 1s lately. So are you talking Marshawn Lattimore or Ryan Ramczyk 1s, or are you talking Peyton Turner and, look, Marcus Davenport has played well as of late, but, we're talking about that as your 1s, and they're just blown picks anyway, seemingly right now. So I could probably talk myself into the 3s, but I feel like I just would have a hard time doing it. But again, Deshaun Watson, when you look at him as a quarterback, his 2020 season, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Second in passer rating, a site that I go to a lot, Sports Info Solutions, they have metrics, and he was the number 1 quarterback in the entire league that year. So as three picks and the future at quarterback, is that too much to pay? Probably not.
I'm stunned that you would hesitate at all. The only way you're winning in this league is with elite quarterback play, and you get a guy who you just said is arguably the best quarterback in the league at 26 years old. I mean, this is not a take 3-1s, take 3-1s, 2-2s, and a play. I don't care. You get Deshaun Watson, it's ball game. I mean, Larry, when would you ever have the opportunity to get a Deshaun Watson on your roster again? You'd have to be terrible and draft in the top 5 or top 10.
I probably said, well, here's also the thing. There's a reason why he's on the market, because of what else is surrounding him. We can't ignore that. I mean, that is there. That is an issue, and we don't know what's going to happen. And perception-wise, look, he's the CEO of your company. Basically, that's what I've been programmed to think of, thanks to Sean Payton, the quarterback is the CEO of your company, and the CEO of your company has 22 civil suits against him for sexual assault and sexual misconduct. So there's a reason why he's on the market, and that is probably part of my hesitation there as well. Me personally, I can't discount that at all.
I guess my struggle with that is he was not indicted. If that's your stance, then you have convicted him in the media. And I struggle with that. I'm not ignoring the allegations, but through due process, a grand jury declined to indict this man. Like, what else should we go on?
Well, what if a judge decides to award these complaints umpteen $1 million? I mean, it just depends on your point of view. That's the thing. Like, you could have a different point of view than I can have a different point of view. I get it, and that's the conflict that people are going to have with this. So there is no talent-wise, it's a slam dunk. But also, if these didn't exist, he would never be traded.
Let's move on to cover a little bit of other ground. Watson's obviously the big fish, and it's the big play right now. What's your thought on the Marcus Maye deal?
Look, I think it's a viable replacement, and yet you've got some question marks there, and there's a reason why he comes at half the cost of Marcus Williams. And like I heard you in your open, everything you're saying is accurate. I mean, he's 3 years older than Marcus Williams, same draft. He was playing free safety, and then he got moved, to make room for Jamal Adams, and then he was kind of moving back and forth. And he's coming off of an Achilles injury, and he's also got a DUI that maybe that he concealed, and the NFL could suspend him. Not forever, but you could be without him possibly. That's again. I feel like we've talked about all this way too much this offseason or even maybe the last year with problems legally with and around the Saints. But he's not Marcus Williams. But for the price and the market and to fill that spot, I think it's probably the best you can do. I know they've drafted safeties a lot over the years. I mean, that's how they got Von Bell. That's how they got Marcus Williams. I mean, that's how they got Malcolm Jenkins. But still, like, if Maye can be anywhere near his form from a couple years ago, then you might be in good shape. But again, we have to see that as it is. I think that it's a good deal, but you couldn't go full bore after someone. I feel like Tyrann Mathieu is someone you're going to have to pay a lot more for. So I think they had to kind of be picky and choosy there as opposed to go all in after Tyrann Mathieu, which I heard you earlier. He's a better fit than Maye. I think he'd be a better player, but they can't spend all their money with that.
Any other player or position you would like to see or would assume the Saints would address here in free agency?
Well, they have no left tackle, so that still needs to be addressed. I mean, Armstead is still floating out there. He's a free agent now. So what do you do? I know they have someone, if he walks in the building, probably James Hurst. But maybe you go pick up a left tackle there. But it's not like you're going to break the bank on a left tackle. You probably draft a guy. I would like to maybe a tight end, but I'm trying to think of the tight ends that are on the market that you'd feel really great about. Wide receiver is certainly a position you look at, but there's no way they're breaking the bank on a wide receiver. It's maybe a running back, because Mark Ingram, who knows how long he's going to be there. But again, you don't want to break the bank on a running back there either. And I'd also look at linebacker. Laquan Alexander's a free agent. I mean, is Pete Werner ready to be an every down starter? Zach Bond, is he? Probably not. So something in those realms. But I mean, it all comes down to what happens with Watson, and then you figure out everything else after that.
No doubt. I mean, that is the linchpin. You got to wait for that domino to fall, and then we'll figure everything outside. That could be Teron Armstead as well. So We're following on a busy day. We appreciate you for making time. Spin that Britney Spears album and just relax. A little woosah if you need it. Do some Britney, okay?
Man, I think that's a great idea. Who knew that was a hit among some ladies from the NFL Network? I never knew. I mean, they chimed in right away on Twitter, so it made me feel good inside that they needed it too.
I'm not a big fan of this, of Sometimes, by the way.
It just happened to be on. I don't know. I just needed it. I felt like I needed it. Like, and the song that came on after was from In Vogue, and it was it made my brain hurt. It was too heavy. That just shows you how bad my brain hurts, that In Vogue was too heavy for my head.
You're talking about free.
I didn't want to free my mind.
Free your mind is what you were talking about there, Ian?
Yeah, but it was banging in my mind. Couldn't do it.
Never going to get it. The harmonies from In Vogue are magnificent. Really like In Vogue a lot.
I'm with you. You and me, come on. Some of the stuff we share brains, some other things we don't, but some of this we do.
Some things we do. Thank you, Larry. We appreciate the time.
All right, Matt.
We'll see.
Talk to you later.
That is Larry Holder. This is After Further Review. We'll continue.
AFR.
Hump Day Show here. We're brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana, 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. You know, when Hurricane Ida blew through here, a lot of people, unfortunately, got a rude awakening, a rude lesson on how insurance works and maybe about how their insurance company didn't go to bat for them. Maybe when they filed a claim and they had their claim denied despite hurricane damage. Better coverage, less money. That's Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450, 293-0450. Give them a buzz right now, 293-0450 or lainsurance.net. Y'all can certainly listen to the great testimonials I tell you all the time, but bottom line is find out for yourself. If you have not shopped within the last couple of years, chances are you are overpaying and or underinsured. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana take care of it. 293-0450.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there. What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Flucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Flucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
You know, we're waiting on a Deshaun Watson decision, and we mentioned that the Saints Super Bowl odds just dropped dramatically from 50-1 to 20-1 here within the last hour. Perhaps that's an indication that Vegas knows something that is imminent. Perhaps, maybe not. But we were talking with Larry in the last segment, and something that is continuously brought up and is going to be, and you're seeing a lot on social media, is the off-the-field issues with Deshaun Watson. And I want to be abundantly clear here, because I don't want there to be any confusion about my stance on this. I'm not coming at it from a viewpoint of a meathead saying, let's just go win our foosball games at all costs. I'm not there. That's not where I am. What I'm saying is Deshaun Watson went through a legal proceeding. There was 6 hours worth of testimony from witnesses and evidence from the prosecutors. And a grand jury denied to bring charges against him. That, not to convict, don't even misunderstand. This is just the very early stage proceeding of whether or not a grand jury will formally bring charges, and they did not even see enough evidence that warranted charges against this man. The problem I have is I wasn't there. I have no idea what did or did not happen. What I know is we have due process in this country. There is a presumption of innocence. The burden of proof is on the accuser, because otherwise I could say, Musso stole my car, lock him up. Musso, prove you didn't steal my car. No, it's on me to prove he did. That's how the legal process works. So they went through it. Deshaun Watson is vehemently denied the claims. He is fighting not only the criminal, but also the civil lawsuits against him, when it would be much easier just to stroke a check and make it go away. That has to be said for something to be said for that. But I also want to make it clear that I am very, very, very aware that in many instances, accusers do not come forward for fear of retribution. And I want to be sensitive to that. Very much so. But it can't be ignored that this man had a legal proceeding, a very preliminary legal proceeding, where it is, in legal terms, relatively easy to get an indictment. And a grand jury chose not to bring charges against this man. What am I supposed to believe? All the people that sat there and listened to all that evidence and all those, all of the witnesses, they're all wrong? I mean, you can make up your own decision. You can make up your mind what you want to believe. But with the evidence that's been presented, how do we withhold anything from this man? That's why NFL teams are willing to bring him into their organization. That's why a female owner in Gail Benson is okay proceeding here. What else do you do? Do you punish this man for his whole life because what you think might have happened? Or maybe he's been falsely accused. Wouldn't be the first time. That's why there's due process. And it's playing out. And he's not facing criminal charges. So what else should you do? I get why people are conflicted on it. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and convict somebody of a serious crime in the media when a legal proceeding has gone forward and there weren't even charges brought against this man. So I don't know if he's going to be a member of the Saints, but if he is, I'm perfectly fine with it. 100% okay with it. Had he been, look, you know the bigger problem I have? Someone like Mike Tyson is a convicted rapist. This man went to prison. He raped a woman. People love Mike Tyson. Why? Because he sang In the Air Tonight on Hangover. All of a sudden, Mike Tyson's a funny guy. We like second chances, retribution. That man is a convicted rapist. All right, I just want y'all to know where I stand on it. I mean, I am not defending what might or saying definitively what did or did not happen. What I'm saying is, based on the evidence we have, I'm not going to convict a man in the court of public opinion when a literal criminal court proceeding, a Justice Department proceeding happened, and a grand jury did not indict this man. Okay. They didn't even see enough evidence to warrant it going to trial. That has to mean something. It does to me anyway. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. We're going to do overrated, underrated here in less than 10 minutes. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Blue Bonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette. Online, theantiagingclinics.com. Theantiagingclinics.com. You know where they are. Blue Bonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette. Tell you all the time, if you want to look and feel like your younger self, they can help. Hormone replacement therapy, every single one of us, as we age, our body produces less of the hormones that contribute to how we feel. Every one of us. But it happens at a different rate in every one of us. So no matter what the number is that describes your age, it's more about how you feel. They can help. Simple blood tests can let you know if you're a candidate for hormone replacement therapy. TheAntiAgingClinics.com to schedule it today. TheAntiAgingClinics.com. All right. By the way, it is official. ESPN has announced Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They are the new broadcast team for Monday Night Football. ESPN making that official today. So the number one broadcast team from Fox for more than 2 decades now, they move in tandem to ESPN to take over the Monday Night Football booth. So the booth of Steve Levy, Louis Riddick, and Brian Greasy, they are no more. Buck Aikman goes to Monday Night Football. This will be their 21st season together. That's the same number of seasons that Pat Summerall and John Madden shared a booth together. The Manning cast will continue. That's for 10 games. They signed a 4-year deal, a deal that runs through the 2024 season, but I guess that would be a 4-year deal, right? So just finishing the first year. So Manning cast will continue for 10 games. This obviously lends a tremendous amount of credibility to the Monday Night Football booth. I don't think anyone would deny that. Since they lost the Tirico Gruden booth, it just hasn't been up to par as they've tried a revolving door of cast members to try to fill that void of Monday Night Football. But the thing that I'll say that matters a lot as well is just the quality of the game. Yes, Aikman and Buck will elevate the cachet of Monday Night Football undeniably when you attach their names and their voices to the broadcast. But the game matters as well. And with Fox, in any given week, Fox could choose what was the best game of the week on their slate and send Buck and Aikman. You send your number one team to the best game Fox has that week, whatever game it might be, and that's America's Game of the Week. With Monday Night Football, brother, that schedule's set before the season. And if you think Buffalo and New Orleans is going to be a home run and the Saints are on their fourth quarterback, or better example, if you think Saints-Dolphins is going to be something to see and the Saints are starting Ian Book, I got news for you, man. That's just not an appealing game. Just not. So it's, I'd say, as much on the quality of the games that they get on Monday Night Football as it is the broadcast booth. But yes, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman on Monday Night Football immediately increases the credibility. One other thing, very, very quickly, the 2 NFL teams, Colts and Eagles, have submitted proposals that would change the overtime rule. Would allow each team one possession in overtime. The Titans have a proposal that would call for both teams to get the ball unless a team scores a touchdown and converts a 2-point conversion on the opening possession, at which point the game would end. Rule changes would need 24 of 32 teams to be enacted. Approval from 24 of the 32 teams to be enacted. So, I mean, look, the numbers are stunning. With the current format, 7 of the 12 postseason overtime games have been won on the opening possession. 10 of the 12 teams that won the coin toss have won the game. So you have a massive disparity based on something that's just chance. It's an obvious way to fix it. Do the right thing. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break, y'all. We'll come back. We'll do overrated, underrated, Tigers and the pros ahead this hour. Momma Scone in 45 minutes. The madness begins tomorrow. If you've not filled out your bracket yet, do it at 1045ESPN.com, and you're going to fill out a bracket anyway. So fill out ours, too. It's free to play, and you can win great prizes. Momma Scone and I, we go head-to-head every year just to prove that you need know nothing about basketball to have a successful bracket, like when Momma Scone a few years ago did correctly pick Loyola of Chicago to go to the Final Four. She thought it was Loyola of New Orleans. Okay, I'm just saying, because my dad went to law school there. She thought she was picking the school from New Orleans, which is why she picked them. You need not know anything, and you can have a successful bracket. Momma Scone in 45 minutes. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Rouse's. One of my favorite March Madness pastimes is getting a whole mess of crawfish and some cold beer and watching the madness on Thursday night and Friday night after work. Now, I gave up beer for Lent, so no go there. But if you want crawfish, Rouse's has got them. Nobody boils more crawfish every day in Louisiana than Rouse's, because they boil them all day at all of their Rouse's locations. And they've got boiled crawfish already bagged, priced, bag tagged, and ready to roll. So you walk into Rouse's, go to the left to the seafood section, and you will see the hot and boiled kiosk. You'll see the crawfish, the boiled crawfish bagged and priced already. Just grab and go. They do have live crawfish as well. So if you want to boil your own, Rouse's has got it better priced than anyone else as well. It's at Rouse's. Any of the Rouse's supermarket locations around Louisiana, Rouse's.com to find the location nearest you. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of LSU Athletics.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but two NMEA-certified techs. Family-owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years, Front-to-Back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to front-to-backboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front-to-Back Boat Service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Flucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Flucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
You know, if there's... Sorry, go ahead, Muse. My bad.
Come out to Uncle Earl's Saturday, March 19th for the official wearing of the Green Parade after party, Earlapalooza. Live performances from Nelly, Parish County Line, Flo Rida, and Manny Fresh. Tickets must be purchased online and or available at UncleEarls.com. You can also keep listening to Hunt and Hill for your lucky chance to win a pair of tickets to the show.
Okay, so makes sense why you're playing this. But was this a Nelly song?
Yes.
Or was this Kelly Rowland featuring Nelly? This was Nelly featuring...
It's on Nellyville. Nelly
featuring
Kelly Rowland.
Got it.
Yes.
Like me some Kelly Rowland.
This is a great song.
I do like me some Kelly Rowland. Love me some Kelly Rowland. Was a big fan of Beyonce and the crew. Michelle and Kelly, all of them. Boy, Destiny's Child. Whew.
They had a few hits.
Oh. I mean, I feel bad for Kelly and for Michelle. They just happened to be in a group with
Beyonce,
one of the greatest entertainers of all time, the Queen Bee. I mean...
Heard of her.
Destiny's Child in and of itself was amazing. They were amazing. But it's like the Jackson 5.
Yeah, that's
Jackson
a good comparison.
5, great. I mean, so bangers. Hit it. Well, it just so happens that the youngest brother is the most gifted entertainer in history. Sorry, Tito.
Everyone always crack on Tito, man.
It's because of his name.
It's always Tito. It's never Jermaine or anybody. It's always Tito who gets the brunt of the jokes.
They named him Tito.
I kind of like it.
Okay. Let's try it again. I mean, it just so happened that younger brother was the most talented entertainer in the history of the world. Sorry, Jermaine.
Yeah, you're right. It did. And
it's way funnier when you say it. Sorry,
Tito.
You see what I mean?
Poor Tito.
He's not been forgotten.
That's true. He hasn't. That's true.
Name the Jackson 5. People go Michael, Tito,
Jermaine.
Name the other two.
Yeah.
Janet. No. She wanted the Jackson 5.
She wasn't.
See? At least he's remembered.
That's true.
Better to be remembered for that than not remembered at all, I suppose. He should be thanking his parents for naming him Tito. Little bit of news. I would argue that if there were a more receiver-needy team in the NFL than the Saints, it would be the Atlanta Falcons. The Saints, of course, had the worst passing offense in the NFL this past year, but they are getting Michael Thomas back healthy. You have seen guys like Deontay Hardy emerge. We really got to see Marquez Callaway become a viable NFL receiving threat last year. We would still love to see the Saints add to their receiver group, but boy, the Atlanta Falcons might be worse. Obviously, Calvin Ridley has been suspended for the entire year. They let Julio Jones go to Tennessee, or trade him to Tennessee last year. Julio Jones, by the way, released by Tennessee today. Maybe a reunion with Atlanta, perhaps. But anyway, and then we saw Russell Gage do a free agent deal with Tampa Bay. Did you see that? Tom Brady called Russell Gage. When Tom Brady came out of retirement, he called Russell Gage that first day to say, I want you to come to Tampa. And that's why Russell Gage is, if Tom Brady calls you and says, I want you to come to Tampa, you're coming, here's $30 million and I want you to come play with me. Okay. So the Falcons have no receivers, which is why Jarvis Landry is a really tempting option. And this would make me absolutely nauseous if this happens, because Jarvis is on my short list. I would put him in my top 5 favorite LSU players across any position, across any era of all time. I adore Jarvis Landry. But Diana Rossini is reporting Jarvis Landry will visit the Atlanta Falcons. If I have to look at Jarvis Landry in those heinous Falcons uniforms, I will probably throw up. I might cry. There might be a tear. Miami was fine with it. Cleveland, although Cleveland sucks. I mean, Jarvis is still that dude. Cleveland! AFC, no problem. Atlanta would really sting me if I see Jarvis in a Falcons uniform. All right. It's after further review. We're going to do overrated, underrated in a second. Remind you about the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020. Got a text earlier today from my godmother. My godfather was out at the Williamson Eye Center earlier today. He's having his other eye, that's cataract surgery with the corrective distance lenses and laser treatment for near vision correction. Amazing technology. It doesn't matter your age or refractive issue. I've told you, I've been nearsighted, blind as a bat my whole life, contacts and glasses until 3 years ago when I had LASIK, and now I'm still seeing better than 20/20. So call 924-2020. You want to see 20/20 without contacts or glasses, you can do it, courtesy of the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020 or williamsoneye.com. Okay, we do it on Wednesdays about this time. It's called Overrated, Underrated. Hit it, Muse.
Overrated or underrated?
I personally think he's criminally underrated.
Presented by Cellivate. Cellivate is a revolutionary health-aware approach to energy, focus, and mood enhancement.
Hang on. You love it, don't you?
I love that sound.
You love it. Sounds like a beer. That's
It's
why.
so
That's why you
good.
love it. But it's not a beer. It's
just a satisfying sound in general.
It's Cellivate.
Overrated or underrated? Matt, we're getting a little close to Easter here, so overrated or underrated Peeps?
Oh, horribly overrated. Marshmallows aren't bad. I have been my whole life a fat guy. Everybody kind of goes through their physical prime, which mine was in my 20s. Actually, I kind of abbed out a little bit. It was stunning. If you would have seen me with good hair and ab, you'd been like,
good hair.
I swear.
Wow.
Everyone has their prime.
Huh?
Everyone has their prime. But that for me was like 19 to 22. And then around 23, the hair started to go. And then, anyway. Being a fat guy, you would think you see something sugary, you're just going to gravitate to it.
Gotta have it.
There are Peeps in my house right now and have been for 5 days. I don't even touch them. I think it's the allure of the colors, the name, all of the packaging, but the taste and the experience of eating a Peep is horribly overrated. Peeps could be gone and banished from the world for all time, and I don't think anybody would miss them.
I agree. Peeps are terrible. Overrated.
Who's doing this segment, Muse? Nobody asked you.
I'm just reaffirming. They're absolutely awful. Overrated or underrated?
You know it is not awful. Celebrate.
Oh, it's delicious. It's got a great sound when you open
the
can,
the watermelon, by the way, if you haven't tried it. Watermelon Blast, best flavor. Go.
Is that what you got right there?
No, this is grape. They call it.
Oh.
I'm sorry, they called it Elderberry Bliss, is what they call this one. But the watermelon Blast is the best flavor. Phenomenal. All right, go ahead.
Overrated or underrated? The NCAA First Four.
Overrated. Absolutely stupid. I get it. You're looking for another two TV windows, but like 64 is fine. I don't need 68. 64 is fine. Don't need the first four. Just you made the tournament or you didn't. This isn't everybody needs a trophy feel, but really what it's all about is just the TV window. It's two more TV windows to sell the package. It's already $1 billion package without the first four. Don't need it. Keep it. Don't care. See ya.
Overrated or underrated? T-Pain.
T-Pain. Underrated. I'm going to tell you something. Now, he uses the auto-tuner, which is probably the reason he's most recognizable.
Absolutely.
I love the top hat and the dreads.
So good.
He did the I'm on a boat song.
With Lonely Island.
So with Lonely Island, so he's got a great sense of humor. But I'm going to challenge him. YouTube T-Pain National Anthem. The guy without the auto-tune. Dude has pipes. Absolutely slayed the national anthem. T-Pain. Underrated, my friend. Very underrated. I'll tell you who else is underrated is that Halsey. Halsey.
Oh, big Halsey guy,
Now,
huh?
let me tell you this. Couldn't have spotted Halsey, in a lineup of 1,000 chicks. She hosted SNL a few years back. She was the host and musical guest. No idea who she was. great sense of humor. She was as talented an actor as the cast members. Like it was one of those where you couldn't differentiate who was the guest host because she was that. A lot of times they're not very good actors, so you can always point, but she was that good. And then while she's singing, she did this whole sketch to what's the East Side, whatever the song is. I'm
not a big Halsey person, so I don't know.
While she's singing her song, so she's got like the wireless mic, she's doing this like 10-foot sketch while she's singing. Incredible, like super talented. Yeah, big Halsey guy. You didn't ask about her. Big Halsey fan.
All right. Overrated or underrated?
Heard she had a baby too, so congrats to her.
Oh, shouts out. Overrated or underrated? Coffee.
Unnecessary. Just drink Celebrate.
That is the outcome I was hoping for.
Look, coffee is properly rated. It's the most consumed. It's caffeine. It's the most consumed drug in the world. Like
it's terrible.
Coffee is properly rated. You don't like coffee?
I don't like coffee.
Okay, so you do realize that puts you in the overwhelming minority. Like coffee's not terrible. You're like part of the 10% of humanity that's missing the boat.
Don't like it.
Yeah, but I bet you like Peeps.
No, I just told you they're terrible. And you go, who's doing the segment, Musso?
Your day's coming, Muse. Mark my word. Your day is coming. You will become a coffee guy. There's going to be your gateway. And it's probably going to be like the sugary coffee drinks with the whipped cream on top. Like, your day is coming.
Ugh.
I would like to, for the record, there's a lot of you listening right now, driving home, nodding your heads. The day is coming. Muse, I'm telling you, you can shake your head.
It's not gonna. I'm telling you, it's not.
Shake your head. The day is going to come as you move into into adulthood, beyond this young adulthood where you are. If it's when children come for you, whatever it is, like you are going to need something to like jumpstart you in the morning. Like you will be like. That's why do you think everyone does? Like literally everyone. Except you.
Except me. Overrated or underrated? Filling out multiple brackets.
If you fill out multiple brackets, you're a con artist. If you fill out multiple brackets and you try to brag to me about you winning your bracket challenge, I'm not giving you 1 ounce of credit. Not 1 iota. Let me tell you something. You fill out one bracket. You fill out one bracket and you roll with it. You don't get to take 1,000 shots at this thing and win one of them and go, look, I won my bracket challenge because you filled out 1,000 freaking brackets and you finished dead last in your 874 other ones, you yahoo. You don't get to fill out a bajillion brackets. You fill out one, that's what you roll with, okay? Now, if you're out there trying to win prizes and you've got a hedge and all this, fine. Okay, I'm with it. But don't brag about it. Don't brag about how, like, smart you are because you won your bracket challenge. No, you're a fraud is what you are. You're a bigger fraud than the Arkin frauds in football this past year. And like Musso called the Rams frauds, although they went on and won the Super Bowl championship. So Muse's opinion was actually the fraud there.
That's overrated or underrated.
Presented by Celevate. Don't be a fraud. Drink Celevate and fill out one friggin' bracket, okay? Hey, man, I want my bracket challenge. How much you fill out? Oh, I had 18. Losers. It's after further review.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company all in one place. Agent225.com, the most user-friendly website in real estate. So if you're buying or selling, go to agent225.com. You can see Darren's listings by clicking Our Listings at the top of the page. Beautiful one just listed, Jubin Crest in Denham Springs, $339,900. How about this one in U Club? Gorgeous listing in U Club. You can check it out at agent225.com right now if you're interested. This one is 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath, 4,600 square feet. It is absolutely gorgeous. You know, if you listen with Darren James, that could be your home getting a shout out on a live radio read. Darren goes above and beyond. Nobody does a better job marketing their listing, your home, than Darren James. So call Darren James. Get your home sold.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
Are you looking for a new vehicle? Come on down to Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, where you'll never pay over MSRP. There's no markups and no games. You can reserve yours today. So what are you waiting for? Come on down to Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2, brought to you by Pluckers. Make it your home to watch all of the madness this March. Musso has Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
Let's kick it off with a little bit of injury news out of the National Basketball Association. Cam Thomas was held out of the Nets game last night with a back injury. He is currently questionable for the Nets matchup tonight. They host the Dallas Mavericks.
Back injury from carrying that team.
That's how it normally happens, yeah. Yeah. Also in the NBA tonight, the Portland Trailblazers visit the Knicks, see if Trendon Watford can continue in that starting role with Portland. And the Minnesota Timberwolves and Naz Reid, they will host the Los Angeles Lakers.
Let's go, Naz. Remember, we need the Lakers to lose. We need the Lakers to lose.
And for Naz to go for like a double-double or something.
But more so, we need the Lakers to lose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should have stayed.
Totally should have stayed.
Emmett Williams and the Agua Caliente Clippers last night. They defeated the Santa Cruz Warriors. Step that name up there. Santa Cruz, what are we doing? Emmett Williams, 18 minutes off the bench, 2 of 6 from the floor, was perfect from behind the arc, 2 of 2. 6 points total on his night. Did add 3 rebounds and 1 assist. And then Javonte Smart and the Sioux Falls Sky Force, man, they put it on the Texas Legends, 128-99. Javonte, 32 minutes in the starting role, 9 of 20 from the floor, was 3 of 8 from behind the arc, 24 points in all, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, also stole the ball 3 times as well.
I just thought of something.
What'd you think of?
He lives in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, there's not much there.
I've been there.
It's Iowa, right?
South Dakota.
South Dakota. What's the one in there like a Sioux City, Iowa?
Maybe Sioux City.
I think something like that.
Sioux Falls, there's a like an amusement park there, like
Just
a theme
one.
park. Been there.
Is it good?
No.
I've been to South Dakota, not through Sioux Falls though.
Yeah. Poor guy. Can we get my guy a better gig somewhere?
Also, that's the G League team of the Heat. Like, is there a more contrast between Miami, South Beach, and Sioux Falls, South Dakota?
That's brutal.
That's bad.
Begging for that two-way deal.
Bro.
That actually might be worse.
Yeah, go to Miami
One
for a
day
game.
you're in Miami, the next you're in Sioux Falls.
Woo.
Brutal.
Not good. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Boy, you need to pick me up if you're living in Sioux Falls. Get on by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Where Baton Rouge goes to get engaged, lmfj.com. A beautiful, sparkling diamond that will thrill her gentleman. It's the only stop you'll need to make. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Find the location nearest you or learn more at lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Hour 3 coming up right after Sportscenter. Momma Scone in 20 minutes.
AFR.
Man, I love telling you about Relief Windows. I love telling you about great companies that do fantastic work and do right by their customers. That's Relief Windows. 288-8138, 288-8138, or reliefwindows.com. Windows, door siding, reliefwindows.com. At Relief Windows, they offer energy-efficient replacement windows, which will help you lower your energy bills. This is an investment into your home. Their Energy Star products will lower your energy bills by making your home more energy efficient and increase your home's resale value because it comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. Not just windows, though. Beautiful entry doors made of a composite material that will not warp. They were put to the test during the flood of 2016. The doors did not warp. And, of course, hardy plank or vinyl siding. It's Relief Windows. 288-8138, 288-8138. They will never take $1 from you until you are thrilled with the work that they've done. That's Relief Windows. Windows, door siding, Relief Windows, and reliefwindows.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is Sportscenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening on this first day of the new NFL league year. The Titans are planning on releasing Julio Jones after one injury-plagued season. While the receiver's best days are behind him, the 33-year-old can still help a team, believes our Keyshawn Johnson.
He certainly can go to a team that has a dominant 2-3 receiver, a 1-2 receiver, and become that veteran complementary piece in certain downs and situations. His career's not over, but the Julio Jones that we saw 6 years ago certainly is.
Key of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, releasing Jones will save the Titans more than $9 million in salary cap space. Chandler Jones, one of the NFL's top pass rushers over the last several years, has agreed to a 3-year contract with the Raiders worth more than $51 million. From ESPN's Adam Schefter, former Packers pass rusher Zadarius Smith signing a 4-year, $35 million deal with the Ravens. Baseball, Padres shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr. had surgery on his broken wrist. The team previously said he's expected to miss 3 months. Former Cy Young pitcher Zach Greinke agreed to a 1-year deal with the Royals, the team he spent his first 7 major league seasons with.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
Chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yep.
It's hump day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Mama Scone in 15 minutes. Time for the bracket challenge.
It's hump day.
Texted Mama Scone during the break.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Said, hey, Mom, did you fill out your bracket? She said, yep.
It's hump day.
Then send it to me, please.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
She said, I don't know how. So she took a picture of it.
It's hump day.
And texted it to me.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
The picture is upside down. Old people, bro.
It's hump day.
Old people. Love them. Thankful for them. Laugh at them routinely.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Today, both my mother-in-law
It's hump day.
and father-in-law
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
have butt dialed me. Because neither understands the function of the lock screen.
It's hump day.
Old people, bruh.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I hope I never become one. But it feels inevitable.
It's hump day.
All right. Let's get into it. By the way, Muse, you've been called out via text by Bradley Hawthorne. You can always text the show in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Said Musso is a fraud. The other day on his show, he said he's telling everybody how he likes to fill out multiple brackets.
Yeah, and I never once said in that segment that I was against filling out multiple brackets. That was you that said that.
And I called you a fraud.
Okay.
I don't want to hear anything from you about how you won a bracket challenge or anything like that.
Whoa.
Don't ever come at me and tell me you won anything.
Listen to me.
Not in any way interested.
I enter a lot of bracket challenges and fill out a different bracket for each one.
Nope.
So that, yes.
Nope.
Yes. It's not that I just enter multiple brackets into one. Sometimes it's not even on purpose. I just forget who I picked in a matchup and pick the wrong team.
The premise is the same. Because you fill
It's
out,
not.
if you fill out 18, if you enter 18 bracket challenges, you fill out 18 different brackets. If one of them wins, I'm not impressed by your win because you had 17 other options where you lost.
Huh?
It doesn't matter that you won because it could have been any one of those. No. You fill out one bracket and you roll with it.
And
you fill out one bracket and you enter that bracket into all 18 bracket challenges and you roll with it. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. If you win, I'm impressed. If not, I am. If you fill out 18 brackets and enter 18 bracket challenges with 18 different brackets, if you win some money or something, good for you. But I'm not impressed by your knowledge of anything because I'm more focused on the 17 that you lost.
Plus, I also always have the homer bracket where I just put LSU winning the national title.
Mama Scone's going to have LSU.
I mean,
in the final
you
four.
got to
I
have the
guarantee
homer bracket when you're filling them out, man.
Paul,
you have to.
Paul, I have a question. Musso.
Yep.
Total fraud here, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not even denying that. I never said you shouldn't fill out multiple brackets. I think you should.
It's one bracket.
Thank you, Paul. NFL free agency in full swing started today at 3 o'clock Central. The Saints have agreed to a deal with safety Marcus Maye. That much we know. We are still awaiting at this moment word from Deshaun Watson on where he may land. We have seen the Saints' Super Bowl odds dramatically improve over the last couple of hours, which is leading a lot to believe that maybe Watson's leaning toward the Saints. The Falcons did restructure Matt Ryan today. So the fact that the Falcons got in late and the fact that Watson's from Atlanta and now you have the circumstantial evidence of Matt Ryan restructuring his deal, leading some to think that maybe Atlanta is the front runner. We'll all just wait and see when Deshaun Watson makes a final decision. What we know is that the Saints needed to clear about $70 million worth of cap space, and they did it by restructuring a lot of players over the last several weeks, and it did give them some space to make a few moves like signing safety Marcus Maye to replace the departed Marcus Williams and also to tender defensive lineman Shy Tuttle. So remember Shy Tuttle, undrafted free agent out of Tennessee in 2019, and my goodness, he has been one of the really pleasant surprises from that rookie class. Played in every game during his rookie season in 2019, was in a reserve role in 2020, and then this past year, he started 15 of the 17 games the Saints played in 2021. Now, some of that was out of necessity, right? When you look at the Saints' defensive line last year, David Onyemata was suspended for 6 games because the Saints had the cap issue they did in a year where it was an unexpected lowering of the salary cap coming off the COVID year because the league's revenue was down, so the salary cap was down. The Saints had to say farewell to guys like Sheldon Rankins. They traded Malcolm Brown. They had to clear space in their books by clearing players. This year, they didn't have to do any of that. They were able just to clear $70 million by restructuring contracts. Last year, they had to let players walk. And on the defensive line, that was really the bulk of it, where you saw Trey Hendrickson sign a free agent deal with Cincinnati. We mentioned Sheldon Rankins signing his deal with New York. They traded Malcolm Brown. So they were thin at defensive tackle, especially when you consider David Onyemata's 6-game suspension. Part of the thing we talked about, if you remember all this last preseason, was Peyton Turner. Coming in as a rookie, he could cross-train, he could come off the edge, but he could also kick down inside and give you sort of an athletic edge rusher playing tackle. We give you another body there. And Peyton Turner ended up with an injury-plagued season, only played in a few games for New Orleans. It thrust guys like Shai Tuttle and Albert Huggins right into the thrust of that Saints defensive line, and they hardly missed a beat. You were talking about still one of the best run defenses in the NFL, as the Saints have been now for the better part of a half decade since Dennis Allen came back. They've been so good in that respect. And I look at that defensive line, and the deal they gave Shai Tuttle is a tender at $2.433 million. Now, that is the lowest tender for a restricted free agent. Remember, when you tender a free agent, it's tiered, and if you put a higher tender on that player, you have to pay him that salary. But if he signs with another team at that level or higher, you get an equivalent pick as compensation if you lose a restricted free agent. Well, this is the lowest compensation they could offer Shai Tuttle. So if someone comes in and offers a better deal to Shai Tuttle and he takes it, the Saints would not get compensated with any pick, but they would have the opportunity to match that contract to retain him. I will be interested to see what the market is for Shai Tuttle, but when you really spell it out, we focus so much on wide receiver, on tight end. We've talked about safety, obviously, because Marcus Williams out. We're talking about left tackle because who knows what's going to happen with Tron Armstead. Defensive tackle is a need position for this team right now. They have 2. The Saints have 2 defensive tackles on the roster right now. 2. Under contract. David Onyemata, Albert Huggins. That's it. That's the only 2 defensive tackles they have under contract right now on the roster. Now, they've tendered Shai Tuttle. Hopefully, they're able to retain him. We mentioned Peyton Turner is a guy that could cross-train, play end and tackle, so could give you some depth there as well. But I like Shai Tuttle. He became a starter for you this year in 15 games. I like him as a rotational piece, whether he's taking the first snap or not. You need help at defensive tackle, and that's a place the Saints are going to have to look in this draft. If it's mid-round, late round, whatever it is, you're going to have to find someone that can be part of a defensive tackle rotation because you have leaned out there. I like David Onyemata, and I think Onyemata, Tuttle, Turner, Huggins could have a nice little rotation on the interior. But, boy, you are dangerously thin at defensive tackle, and they got to find a supplement there for someone who might be a starting caliber player, even if it's a veteran that you could get cheap on a short-term deal, or if it's trying to get a young guy in hitting in the draft. But either way, that's a major position of need that we're not talking enough about right now is defensive tackle for the New Orleans Saints. But Shai Tuttle, for now anyway, looks like he will be back in New Orleans unless if a team comes in and offers him a contract higher than the tender he signed with the New Orleans Saints. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us here. Brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. They got Volkswagens on the way right now. I mean, they got vehicles on the way to the lot. You want to buy it before anybody else sees it? Easy. Go to southpointvw.com. You can click the link of the vehicles that are on the way, and you can shop and buy right now before they even get to the lot. Beat the rush. South Point Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer is South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, it is a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. We will knock out a quick break, and when we come back, the segment that many of you wait all year for. It's odd how often I get asked, hey, man, is Mama Scone coming on to do a bracket? Of course Mama Scone's coming on to do a bracket. For many of you, it's the only time I ever appear likable is when my mother comes on the show. So we'll do that next. Mama Scone will be here for this year's bracket challenge. That's next on AFR.
AFR.
Hey, look, I know I tell you about this all the time, but we got a great reminder of it this week in our family. Drew had a little fall at school, ended up having a broken arm. If you need express care, the Baton Rouge General, their express care locations are perfect. They have x-ray machines at all of their express care locations. So if you want to bypass the ER, you don't want to wait to schedule a doctor's appointment, you feel like you're feeling sick or you need some medical attention, the express care locations from the Baton Rouge General Hospital are perfect. They got one on either side of LSU's campus, on Nicholson, directly across from Tiger Stadium, on Highland Road, just through the south gates of LSU. They got the Dutchtown location as well. Go to brgeneral.org. You can tap locations right there at the top, and you can see all of the express care locations that they have to offer at the Baton Rouge General Hospital. brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. If you need medical attention, check out the Baton Rouge General Express Care locations. brgeneral.org.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but two NMEA certified techs. Family owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years. Front to Back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to fronttobackboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front to Back Boat Service.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, it is that time. Every year we welcome aboard Mama Scone. My mom joins us, Darlene Francis Mumford Moscona, for the Bracket Challenge because, let's be honest, it proves two things. Number one, that you don't need to know anything about basketball to potentially have success in a bracket challenge. And number two, that there is at least a degree of goodness in me because my mother is such a wonderful, sweet woman. So without further ado, we do, in fact, welcome aboard Mama Scone. All right, Mama Scone. How are you, Mom?
I'm doing well. How are you, Matt?
I'm doing just awesome. Are things loud there at your house, I would imagine?
Well, not at the moment because Alicia and Morgan and the kids went to New Orleans to visit your brother and sister-in-law and their kids.
Good. So you got them out of the house.
So it's quiet, yeah.
All those squatters. Got them out of the house.
The squatters, yeah.
It's my sister and her husband. They live in Kansas. They have 4 kids, including 2 newborn twins. So they're in town right now, and they're staying at Mama Scone's casa right now. Mom and Dad and Grammy and Grams. I mean, it's like, y'all are like Willy Wonka. When, when the grandparents are there in the house and Grandpa Charlie ends up getting up and dancing around and taking was Grandpa Charlie? Grandpa
Joe.
No.
Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa
Yeah,
Joe.
Charlie was the kid, right?
Grandpa Joe took Charlie to the chocolate factory. That's right. Because he got a golden ticket. Do you think we'll see Grams dancing around like that later?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, probably not.
He's almost 90. No.
I know. Well, still a hell of a guy. Okay.
He is.
All right, Mom. Let's look at your bracket. Let's first set the stage, as we like to do every year, by proving that you actually know nothing about basketball, and we'll remind people why you don't watch basketball. It's because, primarily,
I don't like the squeaky shoes.
she does not like squeaky shoes. The sound of the squeaking shoes on the floor drives her crazy, so she does not watch basketball. Have you ever thought of just watching basketball on mute?
Well, you have mentioned that once before, but I really don't have any interest in basketball anyway.
Why not?
So, no. It's just not my sport, you know. I like to watch football and I like to watch baseball, LSU baseball.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
You know who hates her some baseball?
Erica.
Oh, E-Rock, my wife. Hates. Why does it have to be so long? Why do they have to play 3 times in a weekend? Oh, my God. Baseball's on again. She hates her. So now she loves Will Wade. She's very sad about Will Wade's departure.
That is sad.
How did you feel about that?
I think it's sad, too.
You're very sad about Will Wade? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into that, but anyway.
I want you to get into that. No, Sam, don't hold back, Mama Scone.
I think a lot of people do wrong things, and he just maybe was one that got caught, or he wasn't smart about what he did, or I don't know.
You're damn right. You want to have Will Wade over for dinner? I'll give him a call. We'll have him in the family. We'll bring him on. You can cook him a matzo ball or something like that. And,
okay, that's what we're having tonight.
Look at that. How did I guess? Okay. Panade meat tomorrow, I would think. Maybe?
No.
Little rice-a-roni?
No.
What do we have? Hamburger helper? What was our our food groups as kids? We had panade meat. We had breakfast for dinner was always a winner.
Yeah.
You did that. You did the chicken. What was the chicken with the orange stuff on it that you would do?
With the orange? Like oven fried chicken?
Yeah, oven fried chicken. It was like orange chicken. Yeah, oven fried. Everything was fried and starches and imagine.
That wasn't fried. You baked it in the oven. Oven fried. Get it? It wasn't fried.
What's the fried stuff you're putting on top of it?
Breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. Imagine that.
Normally,
it's breaded chicken, Mama. It's breaded chicken.
You said fried. It's not fried.
Well, that stuff was fried before you put it on the
chicken.
chicken.
No, it wasn't. It's breadcrumbs.
All right, let's get into your bracket anyway.
Yes, let's get into the
By
bracket.
the way, do you know who is the #1 team in college basketball this year?
Sure don't.
Do you know who the #1 seeds are in this bracket?
In which one?
In the entirety of the bracket. There are 4 regions.
Well, I saw it when I was doing the picks, but
Right,
I
do you
don't
remember
who it was. No.
I don't remember. Do you know where?
Kentucky?
No. Do you know where Gonzaga is, by the way?
I don't, but I love to say Gonzaga. That's why I always pick them.
She picks Gonzaga because she likes to say. Do you know who their coach is?
No.
His name is Mark Few.
Okay.
But you have him getting a lot, not a few, a lot of wins.
Yeah.
So let's look at the West region. Are you looking at your bracket right now?
I am. I printed it out and have it in my hand.
Do you feel like you went a little chalky this year, Mom?
Somewhat, but I picked some upsets.
All right, what was your strategy?
Don't have one.
Now, I noticed, now listen, in the West region, you primarily went chalk. Now, I do see that you picked the Rutgers-Notre Dame play-in winner to win a couple of games. I'm assuming you're just going with Notre Dame there.
No,
On the West region, top
what is
left.
That? I don't understand that one. I know. What do you mean Rutgers Notre Dame?
So it's a play-in game. Those two are going to play to get into the full bracket.
Oh, well, why hasn't that been done already?
Well, that's done. That's going to be tonight.
Okay.
But you're just not going to get any points for that. It could change. Yes, it could. It's very confusing. I know. Very confusing, Mom. Sorry we're confusing you so much. But I'll tell you, I think that West region, you went super chalk. You've got Gonzaga and Duke there. Your Sweet 16 is Gonzaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech, Duke. Then you've got Gonzaga, Duke in the Elite Eight with Duke advancing to the Final Four. Why did you go with Duke?
Because Duke usually has a good team. I know that.
Yeah.
So I just picked Duke.
You know who their coach is?
Is that Krzyzewski?
That's him. You want to know why it's significant this year, Mama?
Oh, what was that?
That was a ding. You got it right.
Oh, she was loud.
Yeah. You want to know why that's significant?
No, why is it significant?
He's retiring. This is his final season.
Really?
Yep, this is his final season. And can you believe a man that's into his 70s like he is has a full head of jet black hair and it's completely natural?
I know it's hard for you to believe, isn't it?
Are you trying to take a shot? Can I remind you that you made me, right?
I know.
Whatever genetically is going on with me is your fault.
No, I think it's your daddy's fault. I think it's your daddy's fault.
He's bald. All that crap about you get your hair from your mom's dad, that's crap, all right?
Yeah,
Gramps is 90 and still has hair. I was balding at 23. Don't give me that crap, anybody who says that. I want to punch those people in the face who say that. Stupid.
Okay.
With that.
Let's get back to basketball.
All right. It's my show, Mom. I'll do whatever I damn well please.
Okay.
South
true.
region. You went chalk here as well. You got Arizona coming out of the South. Yeah, Arizona. You went with Arizona, which is the 1 seed. You got Arizona making it to the Final Four, but you have Arizona beating Loyola of Chicago in the Elite Eight. So you went back to the well again, I see.
Yes. Let me tell you, I knew that wasn't. I heard you say earlier that I thought it was New Orleans, Loyola in New Orleans. I knew it wasn't Loyola in New Orleans.
It's a show, Mom. Don't kill the bit. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah, it was pretty dumb, huh?
But you did tell me. You did tell me that you picked them because there's a Loyola in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You remember their mascot?
Who?
Loyola of Chicago.
No, I have no idea.
They're the Ramblers. And you know what is their sort of unofficial mascot?
A car?
No, it's us. Well, it's a dog is their mascot. But anyway, it's Sister Jean. You know the really old nun who goes to the games?
Yeah, you told me that last year.
She's going to be there praying for him again, that Sister Jean, I tell you. Let's see. Arizona, Illinois, Tennessee, and Loyola of Chicago. Mama Scone has going to the Sweet 16. That's in the South region. Let's move to the East, where this is where we start to get some good Mama Scone vibes. Mama Scone has St. Mary's not only advancing to the Final Four, but all the way to the national championship game. Why you big on St. Mary's, Mom?
I don't know.
Terrific insight. Do you know St. Mary's mascot?
I don't know. I don't know where St. Mary's is. I never even knew St. Mary's was a university. So, you see, I'm going, like this.
Yes.
Gut. Just my gut.
You're going gut for some upsets there with St. Mary's. Yes, the Gales. Yeah. The Gales is what you're going for there, Mama.
Gales?
The Gales, yes. G-A-E-L-S. No, not like a gale force wind. I think a gale, almost like a, aren't gales like what they would put on the statues on castles, like a bird, a gale?
I don't know.
Is that what a gale is? I don't think they're the St. Mary's winds. What is a gale? A gale.
Okay.
Gale. Let's see. A gale is it's like a it's an Irish. Oh, a gale is an Irish person. Like people who speak Gaelic. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes a little more sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I'm looking through. A lot. Oh, you know what? You do have Akron beating UCLA. You like the Zips, Mom? Why do you like the Zips?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, well, I noticed.
I like to mix things up a little, you know, and go, oh, that could be an upset.
I know you like Loyola. I know you like St. Mary's. I noticed you didn't pick St. Peter's against Kentucky. Why not? Feels very un-Catholic of you during Lent.
I don't know, because I think Kentucky's good.
I mean, you do work in a church, Mom. Is Father Phil going to be a little ticked at you for turning away from St. Peter's? I mean, he is the gatekeeper up there after all. When you kick the bucket, that's who you're going to go talk to. And I'm going to tell you this. If St. Peter says, look, Mama Scone, love you, lived a great life, well done, my good and faithful servant, but you didn't pick me in the bracket challenge in 2022, so you're going to sit here in purgatory and time out for a few millennia.
Okay. Well, I guess that's the chance I'm taking. Hey, but I can still make changes, right? So a game starts.
Well, I suppose you can, yes. Yes, you
But
can.
I'm not going to anyway.
You're going to stick with Kentucky, who you have playing all the way to the Elite Eight and then losing to St. Mary's. I'm going to tell you, Mom, you did okay going chalk with some of this. Now, in the Midwest region, that's where we find our beloved Fighting Tigers of LSU, which will be a Sans Will Wade. You do have Colgate beating Wisconsin in the first round, so LSU beating Iowa State.
What did you say about LSU? It's going to be a what?
I don't know what I said.
A fan something? Will Wade? What?
Sans Will Wade, without Will Wade. Sans, S-A-N-S, or actually it would be Sans, but Sans is how we Americans say it.
I thought you said Sans.
No, Sans, S-A-N-S, without Will Wade.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so you have the Tigers advancing all the way to the Elite Eight, Mom. Why do you think they're going to make a run here without their coach?
I think they're going to do it for the coach.
For the coach. Got it. Okay. So
But
having the coach doesn't actually matter. They're going to do it for the coach.
Of course, they're going to have somebody, aren't they?
Yes. Kevin Nickelberry is the interim coach there. But, alas, you have them in the Elite Eight, losing to Providence. And Providence moving on to the Final Four.
You never know. You laughed at me with Gonzaga.
No.
With Loyola.
Loyola. Yes, I laughed at you with Loyola. I did. Very much laugh at you with Loyola. Now, I will tell you this. I don't think Providence is beating South Dakota State in the first round. I think South Dakota State's a better team, is going to bounce Providence in the first round. So it's probably going to wreck your whole Midwest region the first day of the tournament. But if Providence actually makes a run to the Final Four, that would be more improbable, in my opinion, given their team and their draw, than Loyola doing it a few years ago. That would be that would be divine intervention, Mother. That would be the aforementioned St. Peter praying to our Lord and Savior for you to say, hey, can't we just let the Friars make it a little bit? But you know, Mom, that's another religious school there in Providence. I'm really surprised that you didn't go with St. Peter's. You went with all the religious schools.
It is?
Yeah. They're the Friars. Idea. Providence are the Friars.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
No, the Providence Friars. Maybe they're a public school. I don't know. But I would have thought. They're in the Big East. If you're the Friars, wouldn't you be a religious school if you're the Friars?
I would think so.
I would think so, too. Let's just go. What the hell? Let's just call them a religious school. Why not? Right? We got nothing to do. Whatever. All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add, Mom? Do we have terms on our? I think one year you had to eat a hot wing. Another year you came in studio and kind of like co-hosted with me or something.
The year I beat you. That's right.
Yeah, you did beat me once.
Yeah.
It's been 12 years strong now. And you did manage to nip me one time. But
it happened.
I don't think you're but you do have St. Mary's playing Arizona here for the national championship. But you know what, Mom? It doesn't show me who you picked to win the Natty. Who did you? Oh, you have St. Mary's winning it. Yeah. She's got St. Mary's beating Arizona for the national championship. The Gales, your national champions, St. Mary's, with a 79-72 win over Arizona. Mama Scone has called her shot. Celebrate out there, St. Mary's College. Get ready. You realize this isn't the St. Mary's in South Bend, right across from Notre Dame, right?
That's not St. Mary's, is it?
Isn't that the? No, I'm saying it's not. Oh. That's an all girls college.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it could really possibly even be the same St. Mary's.
No, I wouldn't think if it's an all-girl college. I'm sure they're not going to be playing in the men's brackets.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I didn't even remember that was the name in South Bend. No. Where is St. Mary's?
They're in California.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Got a heavy pipeline from Australia as well, oddly enough. David Patrick, who was an LSU assistant, was at St. Mary's for some time. Got a lot of Australian players there to St. Mary's. I'm not really sure why. All right, Mom, well, do you want to let our audience recommend what our bet should be?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what our challenge should be. But,
all right.
I don't want to have to eat hot wings.
All right, Mama Scone does not want to eat hot wings, but the March Madness begins tomorrow. Mama Scone will not be watching. However, after all of the action, she will check her bracket because she wants to know if she won or not or how she's doing. She's likely going to do very poorly, but we wish you well, but not really. If you have a suggestion for what our wager should be, you can email me, tweet me, text me. On the text line, it's 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Mom, I'll tell you what.
Be nice to me, though, because I'm probably going to lose. So yeah. I'm telling your listeners to that.
Oh, I
with
think,
their suggestions.
Yeah, I think they got that, dear. I'm going to tell you, this is just the most delightful 15 minutes of radio I get to do every year.
I know.
To bring you on to the show and to put up that photograph there of you on the screen, and
oh Lord,
I think that
what
was
photograph
I
is it?
think that's from our 40 under 40 event.
Okay.
I think Paul grabbed that and just cropped everybody else out and got your headshot. But anyway, it's just delightful to have you here, Mom. And I really think that when you're here, it makes me more likable because people see you and they're like, "Oh, she's a lovely woman. Matt can't really be a giant a-hole." Like, yeah, well, that's true, sort of.
That's true. Yeah.
Sometimes.
You're not.
Hey, who was named most friendly at MBS in the 8th grade?
You.
Who won the Brotherhood Sisterhood Award back in junior high?
You.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
I don't know. Where did it go?
That's a hell of a U-turn, isn't it, Mom? Great. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a great.
You're still a good guy.
No, thank you, Mom. Mother has to say that. Thank you, Mom.
No, I don't have to say that.
Mom, I'm trying to hang up on you now. Okay.
Oh,
don't make me hang up on you. I got to go. We're late for a break. All right. I love you too. We'll talk soon. That is
all right.
That is Mama Scone. This is After Further Review. We'll see how we do. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local for more than 60 years. That's our friends at Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Remember, it is a great time to just plant something. I mean, we've bypassed now the freezing temps. And it's actually just kind of pleasant outside. I was outside bringing out the trash last night, and man, there was a little bit of crisp in the air. It's a beautiful time to get outside, enjoy the sunshine, the beautiful spring weather, and just plant something. And Clegg's Nursery helps you do that every day. Remember, they've got Johnny Naylor seeds. If you're a green thumb, you know all about Johnny Naylor seeds. They got them at Clegg's Nursery. Maybe you want to go find those flowers or plants or trees or shrubs to add a pop of color or some variety to your yard, your outdoor space. Clegg's has it all, and they're partnered with True Value Hardware Store. So anything you'd find at a True Value Hardware Store, you'll also find at Clegg's Nursery. So buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns in stock with 0% APR for 72 months. Shop our inventory or let us custom order your Ram with up to $2,000 bonus cash, million-mile warranty, and more. Shop BayouCDJR.com or visit us off I-10 in La Plaza. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
Hey, look what I found!
The motivation I needed to live healthier.
My new favorite sport.
I found my groove.
I found I'm part fish.
My second win when I needed it most.
I found more than a gym.
The affordable childcare this mom needed. Time for myself. We found our why.
Have you found yours?
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Whistles a pass to Alvarado in the corner. Won't get it. Tap back. Plenty of time here for the Suns. Up ahead to Booker. Look, eyes the clock. Raising up from deep. Boom!
Big night for Devin Booker. Suns beat the Pels in New Orleans 131-115. Here was Devin Booker after the win as the Suns avenged their loss that first game out after the All-Star break.
Yeah, just getting high-quality shots, trying to use their defense to get them. They want to play aggressive and, play out beyond three-point line. We get by our men and, make plays for each other. So, just a selfless team, good to great passes. So we work on daily.
Tough night for the Pelicans, not altogether horribly unexpected, however, especially without Brandon Ingram. Hopefully he's back soon, and we have been kind of keeping an eye on the schedule there as you look ahead for the Pelicans and really the standings. We're just kind of scoreboard watching right now. Yes, the Pelicans have to take care of business, and it's an interesting sort of paradigm where you wonder who wants to be in, right? There's a lot of teams that are outside of the playoff race right now that are not interested in winning. I mean, the fact that Portland traded C.J. McCollum tells you they're looking toward the future, yet they're a game behind New Orleans. They're actually tied in the loss column for that 10 spot. So New Orleans has to be mindful of that. The Spurs, they do play hard for Pop. Well, that's not a great team, but they're 2 games behind New Orleans. The bigger picture, though, of course, as we keep looking, and you want those teams to lose. I mean, of course, you want Portland and San Antonio to continue losing to allow the Pelicans a little bit of a buffer. But overall, what we keep looking at is the draft standings, and we're keeping an eye on the Lakers, who have climbed a bit, but it's Rockets, Magic, Pistons, Thunder, Pacers, Kings, Spurs, Blazers. Pelicans are currently 9th. Knicks are 10th. The Lakers have the 11th worst record, but they are a game ahead of the Knicks. So would love it if the Knicks would win, if the Lakers would lose. And when you look at what the Lakers have ahead, and yes, you assume at some point here they are going to get AD back, but they got Minnesota tonight, and look at what's ahead. They're embarking right now on a 4-game road swing, the Lakers are, at Minnesota, at Toronto, at Washington, at Cleveland. They're home against Philly. then 3 more road games. So 7 of their next 8 are on the road. At New Orleans, at Dallas, at Utah, then home against New Orleans, home against Denver, and they finish out with a slew of playoff teams. Denver, Phoenix, Golden State, then OKC, and then Denver again. The Lakers' remaining schedule is the toughest in the NBA. We've talked about that based on winning percentage. The Pelicans can certainly help themselves by winning the games that they can win that are winnable, and if you get BI back. But my goodness, when you look at what the Lakers have ahead of them, if they manage to finish the remaining schedule above 500, it would be stunning. If they manage to finish outside of the top 10 in the draft, given that schedule, it would be equally as stunning. So pull for New Orleans, pull equally as hard against the Lakers. They play tonight in Minnesota. Pull for Naz Reid and the gang, see if they can pull out a win. All right, it is after further review. What a day it has been. We've spent the bulk of the show today keeping an eye on NFL free agency and all of the big news there. As the biggest news of the day for the Saints, of course, that they did reach a deal with Marcus Maye, and we are still continuing to await news on Deshaun Watson and what might be next. Other relevant free agent news, Jarvis Landry is visiting the Atlanta Falcons. Some big-name prospects, or big-name talent. Julio Jones been released by the Tennessee Titans. Yannick Ngakoue is headed to the Colts. Zadarius Smith, Chandler Jones, rather, is headed to the Raiders. I mean, you've seen a lot of big-name prospects that are switching teams here on this first day of free agency. So we are, I just read a tweet. We're keeping an eye on free agency as it unfolds. Maybe by tomorrow we'll have some finality on Deshaun Watson and what his future will be. I got a tweet from Kyle Whitfield who said, "I'm convinced Matt Moscona's mom and my mom are the same people." Mama Scone kind of has a very homely, every woman personality to her, doesn't she? Was asking what our bracket challenge term should be. I like this one from Patrick McKenzie. What do you think? He said, if she loses, she has to wear a bald cap for the day. If I lose, I have to wear a wig for a day. I mean, maybe we take and say, if she loses, she has to dress like Matt for a day. Beard, bald, cap, whatever. If I lose, I have to be Mama Scone for a day. Wig, glasses, the same sweater she's had since 1984. You're laughing, but I'm serious.
Like it.
You're laughing, but I'm serious. There's a jacket she wears that she has owned since my sister was born in 1984.
Some things never go out of style, Matt.
No, it's way out of style. For years, I have implored her to get something more modern, something that's not nearly 40 years old. But she says, it keeps me warm. I like it. If you could find me a warm jacket, then I wear it. I'm like, Mother, I can find you a warm jacket. We've bought you warm jackets before to try to get you to get rid of this one. You just won't. She refuses.
Sounds like it still gets the job done, though.
I'm going to bury her in that jacket one day. When Mama Scone goes up to the big church office in the sky, she's probably going to request to be buried in that jacket.
I do kind of like that bet. But, I mean, how do we ensure that Mama Scone actually stays dressed as Matt for the entire day?
Oh, she works at a church. They will keep her honest.
That's a good point.
Joshua Higgins said, awkward nail painting. Paint the loser's nails with any color design that comes to mind.
What would you do? I mean, she's a woman, though. I mean, she probably gets her nails done a lot, or has at least in the past. I mean, that's not really a...
It'd be a good one for me.
It'd be a good one for you. Yeah.
Okay. She can paint my nails. It's fine. Down for it. She can shave my head.
No, we did that already. And plus, you're bald.
I know. Okay. It's after further review. Final break. Otterlocks is next. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air. Remember, mention the Moscona special. They'll always save you $25 on any system repair. But at River City's 1 Hour Air, they're fantastic at what they do. They have expertly trained technicians that are always on time. They take time to explain the work that they do so that it's satisfactory to you. They'll always send you an email, a text, and give you a phone call with confirmation when a technician's on the way, with the name, picture, and reviews of that exact technician so you can feel comfortable with who's in your home. And remember, at River City's 1 Hour Air, they're always looking for more technicians. So if you're not happy with your job, if you want a career instead of a job, a career with a great company that allows you to maximize your earning potential, give River City's 1 Hour Air a call. If you're a master technician or you're an apprentice, they want to hear from you at River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001.
Are you thinking about a new vehicle? Come to Corvell Toyota in Opelousas and pre-order your next Toyota. It's an easy process, and Toyotas are getting to our lot weekly. So what are you waiting for? Come on down to Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment on a Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. The madness starts tomorrow. The best place to watch all of the action is at Pluckers. One thing left to do. Find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks, presented by Clark Crane Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in St. Francisville. Because a great deal is worth the short drive to Clark Crane.
So we turn to the one and only, the incomparable and often incomprehensible, the Ott father himself, Jimmy Ott. Otter, how are you?
Good. Just going to grab Charlie a bottle of water. Make sure he's comfortable. He's taken care of. He can be a little high maintenance at times.
I saw Hanny up in Studio 4 earlier today. He was doing some prep, said there was chaos at his home, needed a little quiet, so naturally he picked a sports book at a casino to hang out with you on the air.
Yeah, he picked a great spot. Yeah, it's going to be very tame over here. Nobody screaming, hollering, nothing going on, nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. So, man, getting the juices flowing, man. I mean, this is just, this poor Archbishop Shaw. It was a loss. This mid-March, I got, I think it's called the Gretna Spring hay fever. I always get sick, for this time of the year.
I was like, what are you talking about? You know what? I never once ever skipped school for the tournament, ever. Ever. I mean, at no point in my life did I ever skip school to watch the tournament. I don't know.
As Coach Hank Tierney said, in sophomore world history, on the progress report, the comment said, if Jimmy read his history book as much as he does the sports page in class, he might be doing a little bit better. But anyway.
Well, yeah, God bless you, Otter. You knew from an early age what your path was going to be. All right, what are we looking at tonight, man? Hit us with some picks.
All right. Well, Brian and Wright State have tipped. Small play on Rutgers tonight, the late game. We couldn't quite get there. Hanging around a lot with Wyoming, but man, Indiana's playing well. 3 really good games. Beat some good teams in the Big Ten and followed it up. I like them tomorrow. We'll get to that one. That's a night game tomorrow. But I do like Rutgers. It's a pick'em game. I'm seeing +1. It was at 1.5, +1.5 here in Natchez, but I've seen +1 at Bet Rivers. I've got 3 of the early picks. These games will go before we come on tomorrow.
Okay.
And we start off with the very first game of the day, and that's Michigan against Colorado State. Michigan 1.5. Remember, the Big Ten was the highest conference RPI going into the tournament, and they just crashed and burned. Yeah. I mean, it was embarrassing last year, and the Pac-12 made all the run. I thought Indiana had a nice game yesterday and kind of a nice start for the Big Ten. I like the Big Ten versus the Mountain West. Same as last night with Indiana, Wyoming. I'm taking the Wolverines. And Colorado State's the low post player. He's a big guy, kind of hefty guy, about 6'6", and Dickinson's going to have his way.
I hate to pinch you, but I only got 15 seconds, so hit me with those picks.
All right, Richmond +10.5 at Iowa. That goes to 240. And then the 11:40 game, South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, +2.5 against Providence.
Otter,
Michigan, Richmond, South Dakota State.
Have a great show, Otter.
See you, Matt.
See ya.
AFR.
Brought to you by DraftKings. You want to bet on all those games that Otter just mentioned? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. How about it, y'all? The madness is here. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You can gamble legally in Louisiana. Mobile betting is live. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. You ready for it? This is their March Madness promo. Bet just $5. Bet $5 on any college basketball team in March Madness to win. If they do, they'll give you $200 in free bets. That's going on right now at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet on a 1 to beat a 16. It don't matter. Any game, bet $5 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. They'll give you $200 in free bets right now at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pop?
I'll take a little cheese.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but two NMEA certified techs. Family owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years. Front to Back is the answer in Baton Rouge for